What is going on, everybody? Antonius the Gamer here, back once again with Mikkel Smith and Super SSS Rank. We are the Press Start Select Podcast, the three united once more for 2025. One last go around, one big send off for the year for the pod. Fellas, how we doing tonight?
Yes, man, I'm excited, man. The subscribers is climbing.
Yeah.
Man, I just like looking back, man. We started when we start what 2023, late
Yeah.
2023,
hmm
and now we're at the halfway
Yeah,
goal
the
line,
halfway mark.
and it just feels great, man. I feel like we've been sharpening our skills.
Mhm.
You know, we're on topic, and you know that's it's a bittersweet because with the information that we've just received.
Mm.
We the brother the brother
Well,
Tim.
we'll say that for the closing. You know, you
Okay, okay,
can't
okay.
we can't
Okay,
open
okay.
with the grand opening, grand closing. You know.
Okay, okay, okay. But it's just reflecting for the year, it's bittersweet, man. I'll be honest with you, man. Just sometimes, man, when I'm on my way to work and just cutting it on in the break room and just listening to some of the episodes, it's super refreshing. And you forget what you say sometimes on air.
Yeah.
You're like, man, that was a good point. You know? And it's just been this has been more than therapeutic, man. I look forward to it. And I just like that things are forming, even though it's a slow start. Habits are being made, and I think it's great habits. And I'm just happy to be grateful amongst you guys and sharing the passion what we love in today's time, shedding light for some people, to giving them a little bit of escape and
Yeah.
some refreshments. So
Yeah. I mean, I shared a lot of the screenshots of the comments with you guys all the time. So I'm like, yo, to see somebody, especially when they don't know us on a personal level, like say some of the things they say, I'm like, for real, you feel that way about what we said?
man, man,
Oh man, thank you.
they they got me they got me feeling like what's that woman name? I don't know if you remember the Academy Awards. Thank you. Thank you. But the mask, they did their little skit on it. I don't know if
Ah,
you ever.
mm-mm.
Yeah, man, you gotta watch The Mask with Jim Carrey, and then
I mean,
when he
I've
got
seen
when he
it, but it's
yeah, so that
No, it's
that's
what you're
from
talking about.
an
Yeah.
actual that's from an actual Academy
oh,
Award
okay,
speech.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
no,
So
it's definitely been, like you said, a slow start, but a meaningful one. Of like every person that's kind of like joined, like the people that show up reoccurringly, even in our comment section, it's like, oh man, like this person's still tuned in, even like a year and a half later. Like that's crazy.
yeah,
Like, so and it's definitely been, like you said, nice to kind of see the improvement from all of us. Whether it be just the topics we cover, the approach, the balance of like not wanting to sound too millennial aged out, right? While also still being open to some of the new ideas that are happening of like, look, you don't gotta like Fortnite, but it's here to stay. Like there's just things that I think we've been very flexible along the way on this journey. But speaking of flexibility or none thereof, depending on who you speak to, the Game Awards 2025 just concluded in this past week, and people have not stopped talking about it, mostly in complaints.
really.
But complaints on a very specific thing, which we'll of course deep dive into. But first, let me ask you
Ah,
guys, yeah, what did you guys
ah.
think of the Game Awards this year?
It was a solid 7 for me.
Okay. I'm kind of with you, but I'm curious to know your reasons.
Yeah, it was a solid. I was interested about some of the reveals. I just kind of felt, I don't know. I think we're just in this loop where everything just comes and goes, and it's just like, what really captivated you? Because even
hmm
as of now, like with this Christmas, I was like, bro, Christmas is literally right around the corner. It's like I haven't watched Home Alone yet. I haven't watched The Grinch yet. It's just like, it just feels like boom, it's here.
hmm
And but I guess it's just like a symbolism of the transitions of life. It's just, man, so many things are just coming and going, and what is really holding your attention like that? I was very happy for the Star Wars announcements.
Yeah.
The Star Wars announcements,
Okay.
the logistics of them,
I was gonna say, like, even given all the information you found out afterwards.
like the logistics part. logistics part was
supporting Ant's
yeah.
Ant's position.
Mhm.
So I mean, but I'm appreciating the variety because we're getting another pod racing game after so long. And to be honest, a lot of those spin-offs from the PS2 era actually did pretty good.
No, but that also was, a different era of Star Wars.
Yeah, that
So,
was a different era of Star Wars. I'm just a little curious. All right, who's making it? Because we already got two people
exactly.
down in the whatever. But and then the other one. Okay, I was like, all right, well, clearly that's not even coming out until probably One Piece is almost done. Whatever. But the two new Tomb Raider games, I was very interested in that. Like, so it's a remake of the first one, and then
Mhm.
there's another one. But then is this another one a continuation of the reboot?
So from what I've heard, it is. It's a
Okay,
sequel that takes place after a time skip of
okay.
that Rise of the Tomb Raider
I mean, it would make
Laura.
sense. It would make sense because the current anime takes after Rise, so like
Mhm.
maybe this is something that follows into that. But I just thought like that's very ambitious, but then also very cool in a
Mhm.
sense. So especially I've come to realize there's like new terms being used now, and I'm just hoping that for the future this doesn't get out of hand. Because the first stage was remasters, then remakes, and now reimaginings.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, these terminologies are very interesting now.
Mhm.
Like they're technically all kind of three pieces of the same pie, but it's like, okay, so what does this mean moving forward? And then is this just really going to open the space for let's do a reimagining of this?
I think so. I think so. I think this is because if you think about it in the legacy of the character, she is one of like the flagship video game characters in existence. Of like, she was like the first, I would say, recognizable female protagonist in gaming that from our generation at least. We didn't know that Samus was a woman until like the GameCube. Because we didn't have, unless you had a friend who played it. It's like, yeah, at the end you realize that it's a girl. We didn't know that there was no other face of like women video game protagonists other than Laura Croft. So I think she will 1000%, if this goes well, kick off the renaissance of medieval's back now, and like all these different things.
Yeah, because I was like, bro, she doing flips, she all the dinosaurs, and then it's like, oh, okay, this
Mm.
is familiar. This is familiar territory that we haven't seen in a while. I was not pleased about the Mega Man release, and I just gotta say it. They just
Hey,
keep
man,
You and everybody else apparently.
I agree with you
they
though,
just keep going
but
in circles. They keep going in circles. Y'all keep denying the one who needs to be released.
No,
Magnum cum laude.
he's a trump card.
It's like, bro, free Mega Man Volnute.
Mm,
Free
when the
Mega
time comes.
Free Mega Man Volnute, man. Y'all don't did all these, remasters of all the other ones, all these collections and stuff like that. It's like, bro, y'all keep forgetting the GOAT.
It's intentional. Trust me. Capcom sees all things. They're just waiting.
But yeah, there was a nice few surprises from here and there. Clear Obscure winning streak was it was beauty. It was beauty to see that, man.
Mhm.
Because what
You don't
they
let fall.
to be honest, what Astrobot did and what this game did following the following year has proven so many things. Like, okay, what you're selling me, we can no longer believe you by what you say. It has to show forth in the product.
Mm.
And it also goes to show you, man, that, there needs to be more accountability for us as gamers, what we put our money into and how are we feeding the beast? Do we need to just, start to invest into other people?
Mhm.
These are the things that we need to really start thinking about, man. Because, like how you posted in the chat, Tony Stark did it in a cave.
What a bunch of spare parts.
Probably
And
gonna
then
watch that
here,
movie
and
right
then
now,
here.
man. After this,
Well, yeah,
just
I
for
mean,
that
but
line.
it was great, man. It was a solid 7 for me.
Okay. Joy, what about you? What was your thoughts on the overall game awards?
You know, I kind of have a different take and perspective. The reason why I'm not too harsh on it, bro. Look at the gaming climate now, man. The DX large is selling more than a Switch. $240 you get at GameStop now. The DX XL.
The DX or the DS?
The DS
Yeah, I was
XL,
like the
yeah.
All right,
DX.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the DS XL. I was watching wrestling earlier, so you know. But yeah, man. So it's just like the climate that we're in. Like, what else is there? You know what I'm saying? For what we're experiencing right now, probably a lot of plans were foiled. You know, probably a lot of
It's
plans were
possible.
foiled. You know, I got the layoffs and man, just the clean sweep and you know, Rob the robot, Nintendo robot, just taking office space in cubicles now. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's for me the perspective's a little different, which kind of like influences why I would give it a 7.5. Um, and the 7.5, the reason for that being is because of just, you know, we'll get into that a little later. My point where I'm agreeing with you, we're joining forces on.
Mm,
um, flip books, if you get what I'm saying,
mm,
stickman figures at the
mhm.
corner of your pages. But I give it a 7.5. I liked the effort. You know, I like the effort, and it's very needed. We need this.
Yeah.
As say what you want, we need the Game Awards, and I think it's clearing up to be more thorough, more clear, more a lot more just organic as much as it can be.
Mhm.
So that, you know, was kind of hoping for some other surprises, but didn't expect it because of the climate we're in right now, man. Like, what else is there yet to play? And everything else is coming out next year.
Yeah.
You know, we would have easily, Clear Obscure would have been stomped had Grand Theft Auto came out this year. It
I
wouldn't.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
I
wouldn't say
don't I don't think so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
because first of all, I don't think it would have like, especially if it would have came out in the fall. I don't think it would have met the requirement of like time wise. It would have been out. I would have just think that would have just been an unfair suggestion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Not that it would have stopped anything, as we've seen in the past years of like, oh, Metaphor Refantasio came out last week. Yeah, it's nominated. Ho- Who played it? When?
Ooh. You know, like they play for that advertisement on the
Oh
low,
no, for sure.
but yeah, I give it a 7.5. There wasn't really anything that I didn't expect too much because there's just no material.
Mm,
What there wasn't a lot of contenders out there. A lot of games weren't really delivering. We had a lot of controversy in XYZ with certain games and the way they were made. But yeah, for 7.5.
okay. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of with Tim. I kind of give it a 7. I think to your point, Jory, because there wasn't that much dynamic things to offer, it could have been shorter. Like at one point, you know, you and I were streaming, and I'm like, "Yo, he's looking at my smartwatch. It's about that time, you know. Like, all right, what are we doing?"
Man, they
Um,
bought that time slot in advance. That's what that is.
yeah, for sure. But I think, like you said, overall, like the presentation of the show itself was great. Like I think there's certain things that people have come to expect where it doesn't hit you that these things take a lot of rehearsal, right? So when you're seeing people walk down the stage and they get lifted up into the air, that's hours and hours of rehearsal and behind the stage tech work. And okay, Miss Piggy's gonna come out here and make a weird joke with Jeff at this time, and like that's not something that just happens, you know, on a whim, especially in this type of atmosphere. So I think, you know, they did a good job of balancing theatrics with entertainment, with presentation. I think they've kind of found the sweet spot when it comes to speeches. You know, who gets a speech and when, right? How many mobile game apps are we going to get back to back to back? Like, I think it was in a good place in terms of the show. Um, I would have maybe switched around some of the reveals, to be honest, given that there
Yes.
wasn't much to work with. Of like, it
Yes.
kind of showed your hand pretty early on. Of like, by the time we got to Mega Man, nothing else really mattered. Like we'd already seen Resident
Nothing
Evil
else.
9.
Yeah,
You'd already
nothing
shown
else
one of the
really
Star
mattered.
Wars off. Like there was
Yeah.
nothing. There's nothing else that was like, yo,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that was just something where I'm like, I don't know if it should have just been like, do you save I don't know, Mega Man reveal towards the end? You know, do you give release dates toward I don't know. I don't know what would have been a more ideal pacing of like the
Towards
big
then.
reveals. Yeah,
Of course,
I'm like
you're
the
right. You're right.
RE9 thing was already it already felt like the peak of like, yeah, it was leaked, but you didn't know for sure. And the way AI and Photoshop is nowadays, it could have been fake. But then it's just
Yeah.
like you see Leon, it's just like, yo, this is it. I got the last action hero again. I'm cool. Like whatever they do with this other girl, it don't matter. Like
Which is a topic I want to talk about later
no,
on,
yeah,
but
for sure. We're gonna get into some of the games in depth. But just in the overall show, like I said, I think it was a 7. I think, like you said, Joy, given the material at hand, they did the best they could. Once we start getting into the games, I'm definitely wanting to do more of a deep dive into the Star Wars and Tomb Raider announcements. Because while I agree with Tim of like, I think this is a bold move, I don't know if Tomb Raider still has that cultural impact it once it did in this climate.
oh,
And I don't know that 2 back-to-back games is going to get it done. And it don't help that Crystal Dynamics has been laying off people left, right, and center, including a week before this announcement. Of like, you just fired people. So your public perception isn't the greatest either. So that was just kind of my thoughts. But in terms of game announcements, I guess we can start getting into some of the games. One of the games that I ironically had a kind of caught me in a good way was Bradley the Badger, the platformer they revealed.
yeah.
Very interesting
Yeah, it was
concept.
very interesting concept, and it seemed to have a lot of actual passion and talent and
Yeah,
actual fun gameplay behind it, so
like almost like a meta approach to like the
yeah,
game
yeah, yeah,
itself. Of like,
yeah.
here's a Bloodborne Badger, and it's like, oh, that's interesting. Like that
Right.
was one of the things I was like, okay. The guy that left Sega was from the Yakuza series and announcing was it Gang of Dragon. That looked pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, it did.
Like to me, we've talked about this in the past in the pod of like, there's a part of me that wants to deep dive into Yakuza, but there's like a
Mm.
10 game intimidation of like, oh, this is all kind of interconnected. I don't know.
I don't look at it that way, just look at it as backlog. These games are dirt cheap now.
You're absolutely right, but it's that and also the change in gameplay styles between some of the games. So like this one's a brawler, but this one's turn based. This one's a mixture of in between. It's like, but what if I love one over the other? I don't know. Like
I'm not gonna lie to you, the turn-based one is
I've
hilarious.
heard.
That's I think that'll probably be my favorite term when I do get it. I'll get it.
Mm.
I'll get it soon. But I think that'll be my turn-based favorite turn-based game of all time, man. Just some of the
Just
because
based
some of
on
the
the
clips I seen,
animations,
just
yeah.
based some I was rolling when I seen some of the attacks, man. And it's
Mhm.
that Japanese humor.
Mhm.
So it's like, man, you know what? I think I'm gonna give this a go.
Kiryu used Angry Rooster. Oh, just like
I'm
what?
not gonna play it in English. I'm not playing it in English. I will not play it in English.
Nah, there's
Yeah.
certain games that like you just can't do it a disservice by doing that. Like, no, we need to play this in the original.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, absolutely. But yeah, those were probably the 2 games, the newer announcements that like really kind of caught my eye. I wasn't too. I don't know how you guys felt. Larian's announcement of Divinity. I'm like, this is a super weird trailer. One, but it's also a CGI trailer. So with no gameplay, I don't care. I don't
You want
care.
you want you want to get into it? We already
Yeah,
here.
we can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, like enough of the slideshows, man. Enough. Enough. Like we don't care.
Yeah,
We don't care.
yeah.
we don't we want to see game play.
Hmm.
What gets us hype? Game play. Why? Because we're seeing the game being played.
Yeah.
It makes us want to play it.
Hmm.
Yeah, like the trailer was it was extreme,
Yeah.
but again, that's what they want to do. Why not?
Mm.
Um I'm not gonna play the game because it's not my style. I will never play Baldur's Gate
But we don't
because
even.
it's
That's
not
the
my
thing. We don't
style.
even know what the style
No, it is.
is.
It's confirmed.
Oh,
It's
okay,
it's a
okay, okay.
yeah, top whatever Baldur's Gate is and
Hmm.
Diablo is, it's that.
To
So,
mention the dice.
I mentioned the but I think in prior articles they have more liberty than they did with the dungeon and than what they do with Baldur's Gate
Mm.
because they just have way more liberty. So it'll be pretty interesting, but I'm not gonna play it. I already know I'm not gonna play it. It's not my style.
even if it's A1 writing, A1.
That's great, but it's not enough for me.
Okay.
Sometimes like what how I am. People say, "Oh, you're just a knuckle dragger." I said, "No, I'm not gonna button mash. I like to test my senses, so my reaction time and keeps me engaged. If I can dodge this attack within a millisecond, also going into a half a millisecond before reacting, I like that. That gives me a reason to come back to the gameplay, especially unlocking combos and seeing how I could do this attack differently. It's for me, it's a fighting game, but just without the wall restrictions.
I mean,
You
that
get what I'm
makes
saying?
sense. Like, I
So,
guess for me, it's like because I was so drawn to things like Yu-Gi-Oh in the past, where it's like it is like kind of predicting a couple moves ahead. Some games that have strategic elements, I'm fine with. The like, they didn't even know this was coming. You
no,
triggered
but I
the
think
four trap cards.
yeah, but I think for like something like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, I guess I don't know what helps it is that the fact that your avatar is in the game controlling them. I don't know, even
Mhm,
though you're outside or whatever. I guess the appeal is just a lot different for me. Pokemon I can do. The Yu-Gi-Oh game I could imagine me doing because man, how does it feel to be a duelist? And okay, I got this card and XYZ. But yeah, I'm just over the cutscenes, man. I want to
yeah,
see gameplay. It
yeah,
doesn't help anymore.
mm-mm,
Oh,
yeah. We've seen cutting edge graphics already. The cutting edge graphic era of gaming is kaput.
it's done, man.
It
Where
doesn't.
yo,
It
this is
means
what the graphics
nothing.
is gonna. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Oh, look at the lighting
Meanwhile,
on this. Oh my gosh.
meanwhile, you got China dropping gameplay and trailer
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
same time.
yes. Trailer
So it's
leading into
like
the like, yeah, like here's the opening intro.
open the intro of the video game, and the demo's gonna be out next week, even though the game's coming out 2 years from now. Like,
Because over here, crunch is every day. You know?
mm-hmm,
I think
mm-hmm.
it also showcases the difference of like different cultures, like
Mm,
the East versus the West. Like, yes, I think with over here, it's just like, okay, they show you a cinematic trailer to just build the hype, even though it's gonna like fizzle out halfway through. But it's just
mm,
you want to lock in people's investment just because. And I think it's because excuse me, it's just you want to attract people. You want to like, okay, if you want more updates, follow our YouTube, follow our Twitters. Like they want just clicks. Like, because to be honest, there are certain companies, based off their social media clicks or like how you talk about them and stuff like that, you're building revenue for these companies
mm,
just by word of mouth. So like sometimes I feel like that's what they do. Like, okay, you saw the trailer, let this trailer get 3 million views. We accumulate something
mm.
or something like that. And it's just like, yeah, it's a ruse in a sense because you don't really know how this game really plays and how the quality of life holds up. But it goes to show you the differences in coaches, man. There's like, okay, we just need to show them to get their attention.
But do you feel like Tim and like in this ADHD and Tim, George, you answer this too, like in this ADHD generation that has lasting power of like, okay, let's say it does get 3 million views. That's good for what, a week?
I mean, yeah, I mean, but then what I say is, I think if they could get you in that moment, they win.
Mm,
Technically, now the longevity game, that's a different story
hmm.
because it can only hold up when the game releases or how
Yeah.
the development cycle is. But it's just a simple fact of the matter is these companies are become such a now type of people. As long as they get you now or at any moment that you just, like how you look in the snake's eyes from Jungle Book, if they could just get you in that moment, they win in some form.
Oh man, the original Orochimaru.
Right.
Oh
But
man.
I guess, well, I mean, we could talk about it a little bit later because one of the things that has become like a controversial thing is that hardware sales are down because people just aren't buying consoles and games anymore. Not at the rate that they used to by far. So that's why I asked that question because it's like, what is what is a console seller these days? You know what I'm saying? What is the thing where you're like, I gotta go get this so I can play
I
that?
think it's a half and half because first of all, I am happy that they are extending this console generation a little bit more. Because maybe after COVID, when things started to get better, maybe a lot of people just started to rack up on systems, and most people just have it.
Mhm.
Remember, these systems are also generational. If you don't have new kids who are old enough to get it, it's not like a big boom.
Yeah.
Or some of them already do have it, but we won't really know the logistics until it comes. But to be honest, I don't really think there are console sellers anymore. Like, I
I kind
mean,
of agree with you,
I think
honestly.
no, I think that term, or I would say that era, I would say was more from when a new system is launching, like day one titles type of thing. Like, what is something that you want to see that is going to make you buy this system day one? Like, and I say the PS4, for example. There was a lot of intricate Sony titles that came out, and they tried to use their flagship titles. Like, oh, you want this new Killzone, you want this new Infamous. These are system buyers.
Mhm.
But then, since we've been in this ecosystem for a good amount of time, like, yes, we've had our God of Wars, we have our Horizons, we've done the Spider-Mans. And yes, some of those games have holiday bundles already. I mean, I guess that's another factor of system seller.
Mhm.
But yeah, like we've kind of entered this period where it's like, like Jory said, we're in backlog season. We're gonna be in backlog season for a good little bit, to be
Oh.
honest.
Oh, I'm gonna be in backlog season.
Because production has begotten like, so heavy, and such a like serious overhaul that it's just like, yeah, bro, like enjoy, like I would say, take your mindset back to the PS2 days. Enjoy this endless catalog of things that is available now, and enjoy it for what it is. Like, literally, like, we've said it many times on the pod, log on your PlayStation store and just type in any form of name. Go through the letters of the alphabet and just see what is there.
Famous last words. 'Cause-
And just see what is there, and then just go from there.
Mm.
I mean, to be honest, that's kind of like where we are right now. So it's kind of like, just like how, Joey said about the Game Wars, it's like, yes, we are in a very interesting ecosystem now. It's like, yeah, bro, you just kind of have to enjoy what's really just available to you, because all
Mhm.
these new things, like, yes, these are good things to look forward to. But at the same moment, with such a people with such a heavy attention span of what they want now,
Yeah.
where you have to direct your attention to the now.
Which is why I was a little surprised that there weren't more shadow drops at this year's Game Awards. Like typically you can kind of count on a shadow drop or three. And it was like maybe one or two things was
You
like,
know what
it's
it is,
available
bro?
right now.
I mean, we're going through heavy economical stuff, man. Um, I know Hideo Kojima don't said this many times, but the war economy is here.
Mm.
A lot of stuff is going to start shifting, man, in terms of economy. So it's like, to be honest, like, being a video game developer now, I think the ecosystem is just very heavy. Like, how are you being paid? You know, who's sponsoring your product? Who is investing into you? How do you make your investments? And what streams of revenue do you have? And especially with technological advancements, they're kicking people out.
Are
There's only a
are
moment in
they?
time. There's only a moment in time that they find an AI game designer. You just input some stuff.
I mean,
Probably have two people supervision over it.
mm,
And it's like, yeah, bro. Like, there's just a lot of human element jobs that are just being cut, bro.
that's the topic I mean on the docket obviously for tonight. But we're gonna revisit because I don't fully disagree with you. I don't think it's gonna work the way they would like it to, but I don't disagree with you that I think they're going to try. They're definitely
They're
gonna
going to
try.
try. They're going to try.
But in terms of before, I guess we can start doing some deep dives to the announcements, and then we'll kind of go over the awards. Was there anything else that kind of stuck out to you guys in terms of game being announced? No,
Um,
not even Control, Resonant, none of that.
That was cool.
nah,
That was cool.
that was cool. That's
That was
about it.
cool.
I think for me, Phantom Blade Zero. Phantom Blade Zero.
I forgot that game didn't even still come out yet. I was
I was
like,
gonna say,
Uh,
even with the release date, are you still like
let them cook.
boy, what's
Let them cook.
let
yeah,
them
yeah,
cook? Tim, it's
yeah.
been 8 years.
Let them cook.
Nah,
Like,
it hasn't been 8 years.
Yes,
yeah,
yes, it
It's
has.
not worse than Lords of the Black Myth Wukong.
Because
I
Black
It's
Myth
bearable.
Wukong they announced it too early. Phantom Blade Zero has been worked on for. We found out about it a few years ago.
I think they wanted to give it extra polish because to go back to what Jory said, there's just a lot of games. Like even though he hates this term, there's a lot of games that are kind of just getting sucked into that Souls like bubble. And I feel like maybe they're hearing these things on the internet, like, okay, we don't want it to just be this.
Mm.
So let's just develop more. And I saw the release date. I was like, all right, let them cook. And to be honest, especially with how some of these games have just been dead on arrival, let them do it.
Flat soda.
Let them do it. Just let them do it.
Lost sodas aside. It's put aside. You feel me?
Right, and it's
But
been
it's not
patched.
his.
Apparently, it's like runnable now, but it doesn't matter. The
So
window's done.
I wouldn't,
Splitgate 2,
I,
finito.
I wouldn't say that, man. Some people could pull a No Man's Skies. Some people.
Not
Some
many.
people.
But okay, so Control Resonant didn't really resonate with y'all.
It was okay. It was
Okay.
okay. It was cool. It was cool. That's what it is.
I don't want to play as Devil May Cry in the
Yes, you do.
Remedy universe. No, I don't. I don't want to play that version in that universe. Yeah, I'll play Devil May Cry. I'm not going to
But the
play.
first Control was great. That was one.
No, yeah,
that
and
was
that's
great.
that's more along the lines of what I want. I want to see that character again. That story was
I mean,
fire.
but you remember they're building a universe. So remember that game and Alan Wake are technically connected. So
Yeah, it takes place in the same.
so they're building something for something.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah. Is it gonna sell? I think it will. Absolutely.
We'll see.
Am I gonna cop it?
Alan Wake
Future looks
2
big.
and Control 1 took a little while to kind of recoup.
No,
They
but then,
got there, but it took a
no, but
while.
then that's what I'm saying. Like those games are very slow burn games, and then to be
Mm.
honest, and that's where I do feel like I have hope for this generation as well. Like, yes, we need to go back to that type of style. If it's a slow burn game, that's what it is.
Well, Tim, we've all said this in the pod before. These investors needed their money yesterday.
Yeah,
That's not going to clean
that's on
itself.
them. That's on them. So,
Yeah. Nobody told you to buy the 32-story yacht
yeah, that's on them, bro.
just to compete. You feel
Yeah.
me?
That's on
Nobody
them,
told you to
bro.
get the fish tank. That's 2
Because
football
they also have to realize
yardstick.
that their greed is what's really running things down into the gutter, man. Because you're not giving things breathing room, and that's what I say. Like, yeah, Control and Alan Wake, they are slow burn games.
Mm.
Give them room to breathe.
You want your corn to be grown tomorrow. Like
Yeah.
you just planted the seed, buddy.
Yeah.
I want this oak tree. Let's see, ready in 24 hours. Excuse me?
Right.
The red oak tree? The Lord of the Rings tree?
And then it's like the conflicting things you see online of like, I think I saw something the other day where it's like, apparently the Final Fantasy franchise has sold like 10 million copies in like the last 5 years, something like that. I'm like, but every other day Square Enix is complaining about sales. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, make it make sense. Like 10 million sales and you're upset. It's not enough, they say, constantly. On the Circana data chart, every entry of Marvel Spider-Man has hit the top 10, and the DLC got canceled. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is the metric here?
For Concord.
And where is Concord? On the charts.
And then the studio comes back and makes another game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coffin.
Yeah.
Play the coffin music.
But yeah, I
Play
think
the
some of the
coffin
announcements. So like, I definitely want to play Phantom Blade Zero when it comes out. Again, as crazy as it sounds, that Lego Batman game, I can't wait. I know it's like not the norm, but I'm like Lego.
That's justifiable.
Yeah, like I don't know, but people who have never played like Lego Marvel superheroes, I'm like those stories were actually pretty fire. Like they're pretty good. But
There is a game that I saw that I was interested in playing, but I just can't remember. Lords of the Fallen 2 didn't show have an appearance, did it?
it
I
was
don't think
Lords of
it
the
did.
Fallen something. Was it 2? It was 2. It was 2.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that looks great. That looks actually kind of cool.
It
Um,
was 2.
yeah,
Nothing
so
about Lenny Kravitz joining the world of James Bond as the villain.
Honestly, man, I get it. I get it that certain people they're trying to find different avenues. Because the whole Ronaldo and Fast
There
and
we go,
Furious.
Tim. Go out in a blaze of glory. Turn up. Turn up.
I get it, bro. People are just trying to expand themselves. I mean, because sometimes, man, acting saves some of these people's lives, man.
Mhm.
Batista has said it many times. He was going through heavy depression. Acting saved his life. So I'm happy for him. Other people, I mean, we can only see until it happens. I mean, I guess he saw how good his daughter did as Catwoman. And I
And it
guess,
was like,
and maybe he's like, okay, maybe I can do this too. Because to be honest, like I was very happy she played that role because in terms of like comic book accuracy, she's a very accurate version of like what Catwoman is, like a very mulatto
mhm.
looking woman. Like I was like, okay, we're going there because it kind of reminds me of the early days with Eartha Kitt, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah, like
the
I was
first
like, okay,
Catwoman. First
they're
on-screen Catwoman.
they're doing it right. I mean, we'll see, bro.
I don't know, bro.
We'll see.
That studio lately, they kind of my eyebrows are raised between that, the Eminem collaboration, and then the Mila Jokovic announcement for Hitman. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing right now.
What in the world? Thank you for reminding
What
me.
are we doing?
Yo, what was that, kid? I like, oh, yo, what is happening here, man? Um, you know what? I do. Okay, I was excited, but I'm like a little. I don't know how to feel about it, man. I did like the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, but at the same time, um, you kind of went to the Old Republic in the recent Jedi game, in a way, with the villain. He's from that era,
Hmm.
Uh,
and it's just like, uh,
And
for
you'll
me,
get
a
the
Star Wars
conclusion
game.
of that game before this game comes out. But go ahead, go on.
And 'cause the thing is, when you go back in time in Star Wars, it's like, yeah, it's cool, but it's like it's not gonna contribute to anything.
Yeah.
but then that's where that's the Disney factor, man. Like they're trying
You
to
gotta get past the
they're
story. You
they're,
gotta
they're
really
milking these story eras to the point where what do you even do with this? Because to be
Mhm.
honest, bro, like I said it, people, me and some other friends have said it, bro. After Ahsoka season 2 and all this Clone Wars drama,
end it.
Never.
because
Never.
End it.
because broke the glass by bringing back Thrawn. So it's like, okay, now you got to finish the story in some spectacular way because you don't brought back Elon Blue. It's like, come on, bro, like you gotta do
Right.
something here.
Skywalkers could not have been the only impactful people in this universe.
Yeah,
It doesn't make any
but
sense.
that's why, like even the pod racing game, like I'm happy about that because at least that's something that you could really work with. Like people's like, oh, it's Saboba. Like, do you really think it's Saboba? It doesn't really have
No,
to
it's
be.
it's just his race. Yeah, it don't
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
be
It's
Saboba.
just like you could just talk about it's a game about the glory days of pod racing before the Empire came and just made things rigged.
Mhm.
Because they keep dodging this whole Star Wars underworld game for some odd reason.
1313.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but then like I said, man, it's Disney. It's Disney
They don't
because they
want money.
know there's been such a demand for that era again. But it's like, okay, I understand the nostalgia, so I will give them the benefit of doubt. Okay, do this game. But you remember there was also another Star Wars game that was
That's
announced
in development.
where it was like more like a telltale type of
Uh-huh.
thing. We didn't see any updates about that, and that had a phenomenal, like once again, CGI trailer, which was phenomenal.
Which is why they don't matter.
So
Yeah, can I say something?
Yeah.
I think that game is kaput.
It's the unicorn of the
I
of the
think it's done.
side.
Yeah, I think it's not coming out. I
Mm.
think it died
I mean,
in that whole layoff.
What Telltale has been going through, like, I mean, they've been in some weird, limbo ever since they tried to, come back. But yeah, I mean, they released one sci-fi game, but then I didn't even see no promo for it. I just saw it on the PlayStation Store one day. I was like, y'all just released a whole new game and didn't say anything. So,
Mm-mm-mm.
but yeah, it's just yeah, it's. I mean,
Tim,
I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I'm glad that it wasn't a Jedi Survivor Part 3 because I feel like that part two still ended in a very interesting way.
Yeah, interestingly,
But
and not in a good
but
way.
we need part three. We need it.
We
We do,
do, but
yeah.
it's like what? But what do you do with it? Like it's like, but then that's the state of Star Wars. It's like, what do you do with it? Because they're kind of like treading on this line. Okay, are we going to retcon the third trilogy or not? Because people don't like it, but you still kind of like including story elements that kind of connect
Right.
to.
You can't
Here's
you
what you
can't
do.
not include it at this point.
Here's what you do. You freeze Kyle Kestis in a chamber, like whatever alien style. Freeze him. He's in
Like
the
Han
future
Solo.
of Star Wars. He's in the future of Star Wars. Yeah, yeah. You freeze him. He get carbonated, radio carbonated. Then he get thawed out. He get thawed out, and now we in the future of Star Wars.
Uh,
That's what we need to do, man. Cause it's and you make like it's you turn him into a Captain America in Star Wars
to be
in the
honest,
future.
I mean, to be honest, they actually could end it with part two on one notion because you remember they did kind of prove that the remaining Jedi kind of just went into this hibernation of hiding where they just, they all became fathers, husbands, and wives and stuff like that.
Farmers.
And cut themselves off from the Force. Now, they said what Cal Kestis did, he found a sanctuary because you remember they were still like trafficking, like, I wouldn't say trafficking. They were still like low key finding Force sensitive people and giving them a safe place to be. Now, if this what this planet is, technically, maybe that's what he just spent the rest of his years doing, where it's like, hey, if you want to come here and live, do your piece, these are the routes where we could smuggle you to get here.
Mm.
The end.
Or
Do we technically need to see that? No.
Do we need to see anything in Star Wars now these days? If we
as
can
in
really
the
be
Skywalker
honest.
era, no, I don't want to see anything.
But so like that was my thing with even these announcements of like to me Star Wars had it's two polar opposites. It's either Andor or Acolyte. And that's a horrible pendulum. A horrible pendulum. Cuz at
And
least
Andor made it very clear, hey boy, this is only 2 seasons. Y'all enjoy.
right.
And they knew when to cut themselves off. I
Right, but
mean, cut it
that's the
short.
problem, right? Cuz then on the other end, then you have the Acolyte, right? Where the showrunner's like, we want season 2. It's like we didn't even halfway through season 1. It's like, no, we good. And then it's like the Mandalorian and Grogu's getting a movie. It's like we don't need this for these characters. And that's what I was saying during the stream. I'm like, there's no active thing with Star Wars right now that feels like it's a need. We don't
No.
need
Yeah,
this
we know.
from this universe.
And then what's crazy? I feel like Warhammer is gonna out Star Wars.
A lot of
In
games are going
some
to out
weird
Star Wars.
in a weird way. Because I'm listening to the lore of Warhammer, and I'm like, yo, this junk is actually kind of raw. I'm not gonna get into it, but the story is dope. The game, I love the game.
Mm,
Didn't beat it, but I'm gonna start over again because just it went into backlog because Monster Hunter came out probably like what a week after
mm.
when I got it. But I think for me, like Star Wars has to going relating back to what Tim said. Star Wars got to get past this era. It's not.
They just need to end it. See, it's come to the point where all right, now everybody wants to turn everything into a theme park. Plushies, cards. It's like, well, bro, you kind of like already finished this story already to the point where
Did
like
everything.
when remember them house soaps, the one that you keep squeezing and is at the very bottom and you just keep adding water to it to make it
Yeah.
soapy. That's what they're doing to this Star Wars series,
It's
bro.
stepped on.
Bro, like I said, after Ahsoka season 2, bro, there's really nothing you could really do.
Yeah, it's been cut with the baking soda already. It ain't it ain't it ain't that raw dope no more.
Like it's like, bro, come on. It's like there's really nothing else you could do.
Yeah.
Like Thrawn is your last card, and then to be honest, yeah, you could end this in 2 seasons, and what you already did season 1, and then now it's just like, yeah, bro, like what else can you do? The Mandalorians won. They brought their planet back. Do we need to see them revive their planet? No.
No.
It ended on a good, happy note. It ended
Mm-mm-mm.
on a good, happy note. It's just like, yeah, bro, like there's really nothing more
I agree.
you can really do. Like the most thing, and I would say video game wise, fan service wise, okay, pod racing, cool. Because remember, like how I said, there's different niches for different people. Like a lot of people did like those Star Wars racing games. Okay, bring back the pod racing.
Loved it. Loved it.
Do a proper Rogue Squadron, a
That'll
proper
never happen.
one. It's for the people who enjoyed the dog fights. I don't.
You're better off putting that
I
in
got
Star
I
Wars
got I
Battlefront
got you,
3.
Tim. I got you. Wait, listen. You remake Star Wars Jedi Outcast 1, Republic Commando.
A lot
Listen,
of
listen,
people
listen.
was asking for
Republic
another Rogue
Commando
Commando
was
style,
fire.
bro.
And it just needed a little extra support. That's all it
I
needed.
mean, they
Well, that's a reoccurring issue with Star Wars
I mean, they
games.
released it on the PS5, PS4, like through the online. I mean,
No. But like I'm talking about
proper like
a
build.
true,
Yeah, bro,
true
that
direction,
that game.
true leadership.
Whew.
So yeah. So back, yeah, I know. So back to what I was saying. Jedi Outcast 1. See, that story is 10 times that story's even better than the one that we got. And they're both named Kyle. So to me, they went back. I don't understand, you guys. Take what is useful and discard the rest. That story was fire. They want to get away from the Dark Horse storylines of Star Wars, which was 10, 20 times superior
Darth Vader
writing.
was a menace.
Once you saw that logo, you already knew.
The Dark Horse comics of Star Wars was on another level. Why would you not want to take
No,
that
but you know
and
what you got right
put it into
now?
video game world?
You see the Mickey Mouse ears. That's what you're getting now. This is Mickey's version of Star Wars.
Is trash, and that's why you guys you guys gonna end up like WB. Hey, we're gonna have to sell this asset off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh
they
god.
bought that. They bought Alien versus Predator.
Y'all lost in every area for years.
And
Not
now,
to the point y'all have to bring back actors from previous films where you said
and then
this
now
is
they're
it.
trying to revive Marvel. They was counting on Daredevil. I mean, I think it did a good enough job
It did
because
good.
because some of them shows was rocky, bro.
Mhm.
I was like, yo, like because you saw the reports, right? They're about to cut. Well, apparently they're gonna cut Ironheart off the site.
You don't say.
Oh my God. I mean, it's already know it's
Have
racial
you seen the
because
ending? You don't say.
I mean it was
I
racial
knew
too.
I,
It
I
was
knew it
racial
was gonna
too.
be bad.
No, it's racial too, bro. Because it's like there was plenty other shows that did bad too.
Well, some of those shows are gone also because She-Hulk is also
She-Hulk is
is in the void now.
Hulk steroids is gone. She ain't got no venom serum. It's
Yeah,
taken.
it ain't just. And again, the ending of Ironheart was really bad. It was really. I watched the
I was
series. It
hoping
was
for Echo, but
really
once they
bad.
saw me, they gave me the Disney
Echo.
version of
Oh God.
Kingpin.
Oh,
I was like, never
oh
mind.
my goodness.
I was like, never mind, bro.
The power of our
Yeah.
ancestors.
They took they took that story a little bit too far. Like with like you can't do that for you shouldn't really do that with every different group of people. Now I
I
understood it.
agree.
Like 'cause it's like, are you doing it? Like because okay, and since I never really heard of Echo like that, like growing up, I did take the chance to like go over some of her comics. I was like, okay, she's a great street level character, similar to Daredevil. Okay, you have a lot to work with that.
She's
But
Native
no,
American Taskmaster.
you tried to make it the like I said, like the commercialized route.
Say it.
The commercialized route. Oh yeah, she's gonna tap into the power of her ancestors, just like how we did with the black people. I was like, but
Yeah.
but
And that's
you
the
have all
only
this
thing they can
source
do to have
material.
power.
You have all this source material, like she's this, she's that. I was like, okay, she is a like even the scene when she fought Daredevil when she went on that mission for like a
Mhm.
for the Kingpin. I was like, oh, this is great. Even when she fought them in the bowling alley.
She's Native American
Okay.
Taskmaster, or supposed to be.
Like, okay, that's like, all right, you got or when she blew them up, like I was like, bro, she is. But then
I,
no.
I just
I was
I
like,
just even with that, man, like there's no like there's no face. I when For me, I'm worried when I don't see a face behind a video game. Because to me, it almost guarantees that there's not going to be any form of pure passion.
But I don't think there's any faces that hold weight anymore. That's part of the
No,
problem.
well, not for because Star Wars doesn't want to hire the people with faces.
No, but I'm saying like,
I mean,
okay, say for
Disney.
example with Star Wars, right? It's like they've done so many offshoots. They've spat on the legacy of Luke, so that doesn't matter. You know, like there's just certain things where I'm like, I
Destroyed.
don't think there's any more like you hear this name and you're like, oh, thank God, we're
Yeah,
back.
like Palpatine. Okay, guys, I want you to go back to 2007, Revenge of the Sith. That opening scene where they're having the TIE fighter battle. That scene, I don't care what you say, that's Oscar nominated scene right there, where it's just quiet and they fly over. I don't know what you call the ships in Star Wars. I can't believe I forgot the name. The giant triangles.
The Star
Mhm.
Destroyers, bro. I was like, wait.
Star Destroyer. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
tripping. The Star Destroyers. They fly over it, and then you see nothing but chaos and a crazy dogfight in space. Now imagine that, right? But Palpatine, Avatar, lightning, focus beams the entire fleet of Star Destroyers and can fly. It's over, fam. You got flying Jedi now? Okay.
But then that's the other thing, and we'll just move on because obviously there's a lot more we said about Star Wars. Like, but that was the other thing with Star Wars of like the Force powers are inconsistent. Of like, what do you mean Rey can heal people now? What's happening? What is
From
happening?
space, from space for like
Yeah, Luke can project himself to another planet with the Force. What? Since when? Since when can he do
no
these things?
training,
Yeah.
no ancient
Yeah.
scrolls. I mean, if you did that, I'd have been all right.
No, but to
But
be
none
honest,
of that.
that's always been the story. The problem with Star Wars, there's too many different media avenues. There's the
Yes.
movies, there's the shows, there's the comics, there's the novels, and it's like if you're not a person that reads all of these things, and then even now, what's canon, what's not.
Right. Well, in this continuity,
So yeah,
but
Like y'all gonna remake KOTOR for what?
I know that
For what?
again. Like I said during the stream, I'm like this does nothing for me.
really, when I saw that trailer, they're just trying to win back a certain audience because
Yes.
they realize that Star Wars has drifted so heavily, so they want to get back to hardcore people.
So Tim, my question to you is, when you try to win me over, to what extent are you going to give me what I want? A cameo?
I mean, we'll see. I mean, but
Then then then
the game
yeah.
ain't coming out to 2020 something, so,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll see.
Before we
Man,
get
I ain't
into
gonna lie.
some
Yeah.
of the remaining announcements, what do you guys think about Sega kind of mysteriously pulling out all advertisement leading up to the Game Awards?
It goes back to what I said.
They were upset Sonic was not nominated.
You think that's what the reason was?
Yeah, I would be too.
Because
I would.
they were talking cash money leading up to the awards.
I would be too. I expect no, because honestly, bro, I recognize the quality that's in that Sonic movie, bro. Like it's
It's
there.
a good movie, bro.
It's a great. It's a.
It's a good movie. You could say it.
It's like I was like we were nominated for what? Nah,
Right.
they don't deserve us.
Pull everything. Yeah, pull
Well,
everything.
we will do one of our regular showcases on YouTube and call it a day.
Yeah, that first exclusive look at the Crazy Taxi reboot, we'll keep it for us.
We'll keep
Forget
it.
it.
We'll
Yeah.
keep it.
I actually like that energy though.
So
Yeah,
do I.
honestly,
No,
bro.
I
Sega.
like the unapologetic
I don't know
Kaiba
who
Seto
this
Kaiba.
company woke up one morning and decided to be, but I'm for it. They're on a different type of time of like, yo, Shinobi, banger. Sonic,
Yeah,
banger.
they drop hits. Sonic in a car, banger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We know what the street
Uh,
said about Crossworld over Mario Kart. Like, like
and then wait, was that y'all about to drop? Oh, y'all got what? Wait, you know what? It's time to bring back out Vector Man. Mm-hmm. Like you've never seen him before. Yo, Vector Man come back out. It's a wrap. He gets behind the right mind. Oh, Vector Man, it's a wrap,
I think
fam.
if Sega gets Crazy Taxi, it's a wrap. If they can nail Crazy Taxi,
Talk
flip.
to me. Talk to me. Why you say that?
Because it would fill a gap that's missing in casual racing right now. Right now, it's either you're playing Forza or you're playing Gran Turismo. There's no
Simpsons
like
hit and run.
exactly. Exactly. You need that energy. It's severely missing. No one wants to play Fortnite
Mm.
Islands or whatever it is for the racing fix.
No, I do not.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
I
saying. I'm like, if they can nail Crazy Taxi,
do not.
Yeah, bro. Like, and it's like they got robbed, bro. Like
they did.
Mario Kart. I was like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
no, man. Like, no, forget that. We know our worth.
The wire hit.
Like, okay, all right, pull out, bro. Pull out.
Yeah.
Like, we'll focus on the next Virtual Fighter product and all of our properties because it's just like, nah, bro. These people clearly just don't appreciate us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but yeah, we can continue forward, man. But
Yeah.
that's my prediction. They just like, nah, we know our worth. We're out. We out.
Pick up the Thanos glove. I'll do it myself.
I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
But Jory, you wanted to talk about Resident Evil 9 and the Return of Leon and the dual
Yeah,
protagonist
and
approach.
I'm glad Tim is here. So Tim, I have you can let me know what you think. I like the trailer. Happy Leon's back. For me, I don't care about Grace. I don't want to care about Grace. Let me tell you why. And I understand that's the story route they want to go with, but for me, it's just like you have all these other resources. Why not just use them? So if you if like we could play, I don't mind playing as Rebecca again. I don't. I definitely want to play as Claire. What she's been up to? What has she been up to since two?
Hmm.
Okay,
Or
Sherry's moving about.
when you mean Revelations, because remember, it's been many years. And
Okay,
Revelations is canon.
okay, that's true. I'll take that. And so for me, when you introduce Grace Ashcroft, cause not and you tell me I'm giving you this character because she is not well equipped like Leon. So therefore, I'm like, yo, I don't need a scared protagonist for me to be scared. When I was playing Resident Evil 4, that was enough for me. See, that's why to me, game design, if my character is like Leon Kennedy, what is he gonna do against the Homelander? That's terrifying enough.
Hmm.
Seeing it through what he does through the whenever I watch that scene where he goes down and he just takes out all the SWAT agents, or we could even go to the scene to where Omni Man takes out that trained super soldier technology Sam Fisher unit like it
Hmm.
was nothing. Those are stakes. You raise the stakes for these heroes and you're going to be scared forever. It's not gonna matter. I'm playing Gears of War, and they got a character called the Berserker. I'm terrified. What can I do? I have to call a satellite to weaken its skin. What are bullets gonna do on this planet? So for me, the I don't see the need for her. And because I don't see the need for it just been like, yo, you could have used any other character. And that's not a good excuse for me. It's gonna remove my immersion from the game. When you were playing Resident Evil 4 and you heard the chainsaw go off, did that remove immersion for you? No. It made it I said, "Hold up." And the guy was the size of what? I'm playing as Jill, the most capable female version of Jill ever. Well, next to 5 compared to 5. But as far as she's capable and you got to go up against a nemesis. That's terrifying.
Bro, have you seen
So
some of them Nemesis clips on Facebook?
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, I like dog. They were talking about, yo, we were thinking about him coming into the save room. I'm not playing the game no more. Turn off the console. It's like for me, I'm like, fam, that is such a terrible excuse. Imagine Nemesis coming into your save room. When will you that alone? I don't have peace, so I'm gonna move extremely quiet. Then a liquor or a hunter. Hunter's opening doors. And the code and when you play when you play Resident Evil 3 or Code Veronica and the hunters were opening a door in the beginning of the stage you're playing. And the hunter is going through every room you were in to find you. Is that not an elite creature? This is what I got to go up against as a cop? 6 months of training for this? My thing is, guys, the stake. Another example, Resident Evil 5. Oh, it's not as scary. I stop you right there. When I was playing, when we got into the laboratory and those roaches were there, completely different game. I stopped playing the game for 3 months.
I remember that part.
When you're Leon Kennedy and you're in the sewer and the Verdugo is chasing you, and you just walk and you already know what's gonna happen. Once Leon reads stupid text, oh my gosh, I'm out. My heart is about to my heart about to. I'm like, dang, oh my god, looks like something just came out of his chest and could grow its arm back. Sucks for him. I'm like, dang, it's about to go on. I'm finished. What happens? I get introduced to a regenerator. It's the stakes, guys. So for me, I like the fact that Leon's here, but I'm like, guys, it doesn't have to be action. Me being able to do all that and still the zombie catches my legs and bites it, I'm done. That's it. Imagine you playing Resident Evil, you go for the shoot the zombie, he dodges, he starts. It's over. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
so I'm gonna let you go, Tim. But it's just like, okay, you're saying that, look, man, this is gonna remove your immersion because you could do a flip kick. No, it's not. You guys just would have to give us better enemies. That's it. I will never feel comfortable looking at a liquor. Never.
Mm.
Now imagine this. It's the situations that you're placing that's gonna amplify the game's scariness, not what the character can do. Imagine you can do all that as Leon Kennedy, and you got to deal with two forms of tyrants, and they're walking towards you, and one of them just decides to walk on the roof. You think you're gonna be like, yeah, man, I'm glad I'm Leon Kennedy.
Good thing I can suplex.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm Leon Kennedy, Chris Kennedy, Chris Redfield. The stakes, the
John F.
immersion is
Kennedy.
there.
Still getting.
He's just there to move the story. I don't believe the character being scared is gonna make me less scared. I think it's a stupid point. So that's what made me a little disappointed when they said they're gonna go for, oh, Grace is just new, so you're gonna feel depowered to it. We don't want to remove the immersion. I said, guys, that's not true. You guys just don't know what you're doing. I'm playing Resident Evil 8, right? And I thought of a great scenario. You don't kill Lady D. When you're in the field in the open world going back from place to place, she finds you like a stalker enemy. If you keep moving, if you pop your head out of the bush that you were there, she'll find you and swoop you up, and that's it. That's terrifying.
I don't think there's anything they could have done to save Resident Evil 8, to be honest.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it look like good.
Yeah.
But Tim, go ahead and say. I don't want you to lose your thought, Tim. Go ahead and say what you got to say.
First off, Resident Evil, like how me and Anthony said, break nostalgia glass. Boom. That's round one.
Every time.
They knew that people was not going to be feeling this character. They knew, and ever since 6, Resident Evil kind of just lost its like I would say, its identity, because now they became this action horror type of My Name is Alice type of fusion type of style. So now when they made 7, okay, Ethan Winters, they kind of was kind of treated like a reboot, but not really, because you find out it's still a continuation of the original story. Like, yeah, but it's like, well, how many times can some new organization make a hybrid form of this and that, fuse it with this and that, and next thing you know, monsters. Boom. So yeah, okay, Ethan Winters, it brought back that
Werewolves.
traditional horror
Werewolves.
style. But then for the DLC, look who you bring in. Chris Redfield, and here comes Rambo.
They did that. I ain't asked for no Call of Duty. I asked for that.
But then here comes 8. You do it again. Ethan Winters, but you could tell just by not an Eastern European town. This is technically a tech demo for this Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yeah.
And then of course, once again, who do you get to play as near towards the end? Rambo. So it's like, okay, so now I see the
Not
pattern. You're gonna
not to mention,
bring in this new protagonist. That's gonna be the classic horror because they're new
Mhm.
people. Oh, what can they do? They should be scared. And then you're gonna bring in some Rambo-esque classic character to be the
Who got to be
flipping
like 40 by now, right? Like Leon got to
Fam,
be like.
fam, fam. That's not what you want to tell. You want to talk about removing me from immersion? The Eisenberg fight. That's taking me out of immersion. I'm fighting Inspector Gadget, Resident Evil man. No, that was foolishness, dog. He turns
no, it
into a
was.
kaiju kid
No, it was, bro.
because
Like,
he can control metal.
no, it really was, man. It's like,
And,
and then the
like,
only real connection to the original Resident Evil 4, you found out that the main lady, um, like she was the teacher of Oswald E. Spencer. I was like, so you mean to tell me we just went through all of that for that one tiny Easter egg?
Another
I was like,
another
bro,
franchise spinning its wheels.
yeah, and I was like, after that, bro, it comes to is y'all gotta end this, and that's why I stand by what I said, bro. This all could have ended with 5. It really could. I feel like after Albert Wesker, they just don't know what to do. Like
they don't.
he was such an Eisen level character that everything after that is Burnout 6 till this day does not make no sense.
No, it don't.
No sense.
But I'll say this. I'll say this. If you want to give people a Resident Evil 6, you can fix Resident Evil 6 with what you guys did with 4 and 2.
Or you could just do a reimagine since we're doing reimaginings now.
And
Reimagine
I
5,
agree. I
reimagine
agree.
5 and end it there. And end it there.
Okay.
Like it's like so like yeah, like okay, once again, break nostalgia glass. Y'all ain't really feeling the girl. Well, here comes your
Your favorite protagonist.
But you know what, man? Resident Evil in my eyes was always going the action route. The way part 3 starts off as she jumps out the window, fam, and
no,
lands.
there's some time like I feel like 3, 4, and 5. The only reason why 5 gets a lot of heat because that was the first co-op game. Now,
That I can say remove the immersion.
yeah,
And
But
Chris Redfield was moving like a superhero. that didn't help either.
but 5 was still a very solid game. Now
yeah, 5 is still a great game.
6 is where they just went
Okay.
Gears of War off the race.
Okay. Okay, hold up. In my defense for 6, here's what I would have done had I been the head of design of leading the design of that game. The gameplay for Resident Evil is probably going to be the best survival horror gameplay ever. It's functionally it's amazing, and I got to give props to that team. Functionally,
Nah, bro. I played that demo 5 minutes. I was like, no.
no. When you get the game, what killed it?
The story.
The story. Not only some of the enemies were beyond wild. That you had one guy, right, versus taking from the thing and having him transform that way, which would have been made more sense. He could literally transform his skin like he was a like he was like I'm like, fam, what am I watching, dog? He would like literally transform himself like his face would open up like he was meat Optimus Prime, like a transformer. And I could not believe I said this is like, dog, this is wacky.
It was
This is
the
wacky.
Resident Evil movies as a game. That's basically what it
That's
was.
funny.
And
Like
That's
yeah, it
funny.
was. It was.
you
It
got these
was.
militarized zombie-like characters, and like I said, bro. And then they did the 3 different styles. Leon and his partner was more the traditional Resident Evil 2 and 4 style. Chris Rambo, and
Superhero.
then here comes the bastard child of Albert Wesker and his partner.
Which I liked, which is Sherry.
Like it was cool story wise. Like oh, the kids of the 2 geniuses who started all of this. But still, okay. Their style is Nemesis style. Here comes this big hulking monster that is just comes
Again.
out of no again. So like I said, like it was just too much going on for me. And then they realized that because 6 like is like then that was when they had multiplayer and all that other stuff. And then, I mean, well, to be honest, the Resident Evil 5 multiplayer was actually pretty good. The multiplayer for that was pretty good. But yeah, like yeah, 6 was just doing too much, man. And then
I
like
just
7, but you could just tell like, all right, they're now choosing this two formula style where all right, here's a new protagonist and they're
you
scared. And then over here comes a classic character that know what they're doing, just demolish everything in sight.
if you do 6, right, and you give it the Resident Evil 4 treatment, remake
No.
treatment,
No,
it'll work.
oh, the story was garbage.
No, you fixed the story. I'm saying we're reimagining the story. We're gonna make it make sense. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, but the overall point with Resident Evil, bro, it needs to end.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh
say
yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
Yeah,
9.
like
Like,
we've been saying this a lot of times for Capcom. Like, bro, some of y'all series, y'all just need to end it, bro, because you've written yourself so much into a hole that
Or
you don't know
yeah,
what
yeah.
to do anymore.
And you guys don't write. You guys now have you guys have to solve this problem, guys. When you guys are gonna make a series from now on, anybody come up in the upcoming company, if you're gonna make a series and you want the series to go for maybe 3 titles, write for 3 titles, please.
You know what? You know what's so funny? Since this is technically canon, they could have ended that Resident Evil story with that Prison Island movie from Netflix.
absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely
no,
not.
no, in a funny way. In a funny
Absolutely
way.
not.
In a funny way, yeah. Because like, look, so you mean to tell me this one Netflix movie, y'all basically gave us what we wanted, like how they did for Jory and Mortal Kombat, but no, we wanted them in a game,
They
not a
brought out
no,
the Avengers
no, no.
of
Nah,
Resident
Yes,
Evil.
they brought out
no,
the
no,
Avengers.
I ain't gonna lie. That movie was hard to watch,
It's like,
dog.
oh,
That scene
oh,
where it was doing the
want
flips.
y'all want Rebecca Chambers? Here she is. No, we said a game. No, but she's there with Leon, Claire,
With everybody.
Jerry. I mean, you don't like what the new design for Chris? Like, bro, we said a game, but
When I saw this, dog, I was like, yo. I said, yeah.
So before we move this topic on, do you guys feel like 9 is gonna end up being the last one?
No.
no, because Capcom is a milker. Capcom is a milker, man. They got to go to double. Oh, we got to take it to double digits. We have to.
Because I'm not gonna
And,
lie, I feel like anything with Capcom, anything past their 4th installment, falls off a cliff. After
and,
Street Fighter 4, cliff. Devil May
no,
Cry
but
3, cliff.
Oh,
and
don't
again,
say the D
no,
word.
no,
Don't say the D word. Don't say the D word.
again, 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 again. Like, fam, they don't write with the intention of having more than one installment. I think that's when that's when you lose.
Yeah,
If you're gonna do any game in the future, you write for 3.
But that's what I'm saying. You gotta end these things.
And oh, this Akuma is pre-Akuma. After he finally accepts his fate, now he completely masters the Dark Hado, but he already mastered the Dark Hado. No,
No, now he really
he got
mastered
he really mastered the Dark Hado. But then if he mastered the Dark Hado, what is Goken? Goken? He's still sleeping.
Right.
Okay.
But he was impaled with okay.
Okay. But the Raging Demon didn't.
Right.
No, it didn't kill him. He just went to sleep.
but then what is
Okay.
canon? And then Capcom just does the Jedi Obi-Wan. Like, what is canon?
All right. Canon. It's just a
Wait,
video game. Just enjoy
hey,
yourself.
is Charlie back? No, it's not Charlie. He's made out of clay. How? Because an Aztec warrior by the okay.
Don't think about it too much. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about just to kind of close off the Game Awards topics overall. Let's talk about what's been happening with Clear Obscure. As Tim mentioned earlier on in the show, Clear Obscure pretty much swept. I think it won in 9 out of the 12 categories it was nominated, including obviously Game of the Year. Like pretty much anytime you heard its name, they were gonna win. And obviously, as people who've watched our show, as I've explained to you guys, I played the game. I do think it's one of the best stories in the video game I've played, at least in the last 10 years, by far. So I'm like, I wasn't expecting it to not clean up the way it did, but we're starting to see kind of like you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Essentially, like we're tired of hearing about this game. It's not even what y'all saying it is. It's not a revolutionary RPG. They used AI in it. It's not even an indie game because they had a publisher. It's like, damn, what what happened? What changed? But what do you guys think about one Clear Obscure being yet another not full price game, by the way, that won Game of the Year, and what it's doing towards the overall industry and the reception to it?
I tweeted this earlier today. The duality of humanity continues to amaze me. We talk about freedom, yet we cling to our cages.
Mm,
Now, it's the same thing about it as like, all right, okay, this game is a much different caliber, yes. But just because it was not your favorite game that you wanted to win, that does not mean it is lesser than.
hmm
Yes, not everything is going, and not every game that game wins Game of the Year needs to be a AAA title. And honestly, and this is where I feel like we're in that mode now where we need to kind of break away from that conditioning that it has to be a AAA title.
Right. If Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo to make it, it don't count.
Yeah, like, and it's like, no, that's not right. That's not right, bro.
Are
Like,
they making anything of your liking?
Exactly.
yeah, it's like, bro, you have to understand is these are people who put in their hard earned work. I mean, they had a great character roster, like of like voice actors. It's like, bro, obviously they found some good investors and they were able to flip it in a way. Now, them winning is actually a way for them to like advance, to give
Yeah.
you a much better quality
Yep.
product. So just allow it, bro. Just allow it to happen. Like, yeah, like, I like no offense to Kojima, but like, bro, Death Stranding 2 was not gonna win.
No.
It was not gonna win.
No. Maybe best game direction. Maybe. But outside of
It's,
that,
it's like
Bruh, when
it
I
just,
saw that sing along,
bro, like
yeah, because he'll push limits, and I respect that about him. But it's like, fam, come
Silk
on.
Song, great game. If it would have won, I would have clapped for them too.
Mm,
It's a great game. Hades 2, that's another great game. I would have clapped for them too. But like I said, man, it won because it won. Obviously, the people who downloaded the game, played it, it's doing the numbers. The numbers and the commentary, social media, it won for a reason. It won for a reason. Like, yeah, you could tell which ones have been bought out because how you already on the show, how you already on the stage.
bro, for real. Hell yeah,
So
Donkey Kong
like,
Bonanza is one best family game. Get over it. Get over it. Get over it. Hey.
it's like, bro, come on,
such
man.
a
It's like, but
commercial.
then it's like, no, don't take away people. Don't try to take away people's credibility because of that. Because, like, I get it. We live in this era of rage beat, and that's what
Mhm.
it is. Like, everybody just wants to cause a commotion. Like, to be honest, I'm very happy that you know, what's the game called? The one with magic. The black girl with magic in the swamp.
Oh, South of
Yeah.
Midnight.
South of Midnight. Yes, I'm very happy that won an award. I was like, that deserved it. I'm happy it's getting a much more bigger console release.
hmm
'Cause they deserve it, man. The game was very quality, man. A lot of people did some good streams of that. They enjoyed the world for what it was. Was it this out like groundbreaking platforming magic game? No, but it was enjoyable. The character, you got to build a connection and good backstory to it. The powers were good, for the platforming stuff that you had to do. Some of the boss battles did require strategy. Boom, get over it.
hmm I I feel like uh, because there's been so much, I guess you could say, controversy, for lack of a better term, within the industry over the past couple of years. I feel like gamers are now so jaded and waiting for the okey doke that, like, the idea that a game was just made by a couple of passionate people is like, no, there's no way. It's like there's no way this game that was made by, like you said, Tim, smart use of resources could be winning all of this. Like, we're waiting for someone to pull back the publisher name and be like, it was Sony all along. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's that weird thing of like, what about this would you not find inspiring? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I also think,
there you go, you go.
oh yeah, I also think like, dog, some of these companies is haterade, man.
Yeah.
I'm. What do you mean? This team of 15 people made a game that could beat our team of 200.
Mm-hmm.
Preposterous. Nah, I just think the formula for like everything about the game was a hit. Writing,
Yep. Music,
gameplay,
gameplay.
music.
Mm-hmm.
Writing, gameplay, music. When people talk about Halo, you hear everything about Halo. Writing, gameplay, music. Final Fantasy, writing, gameplay, music. And there you go. All those three. Metal Gear Solid, writing, gameplay, music. Death Stranding, writing, music,
Kojima.
writing, music, Kojima, writing, music. But so you can see where the game wins and it doesn't. You know, like people literally go on and type in OTS Halo, OTS Clear Obscure because the soundtrack's amazing. They
I
do it
think
for
the soundtrack went like platinum for the game. The
like
soundtrack.
the soundtrack's amazing. So for me, like when you people are upset, and even game developers are upset because like yo, they did something. They actually decided to be themselves. They actually decided to make a game. They knew what they wanted to do. They had a
Mhm.
clear direction. They made the game that they wanted to make. Cuphead. These stories aren't. I'm not surprised. There's going to be more of them making these hits.
I agree. I
You know,
think this game, even Baldur's Gate 3 to some degree, even Astrobot to some degree, like it kind of spits in the face of what we've been told of like, no, games have to be like this. It's like, no, they don't. No, they do
takes
not.
two.
Yeah, it takes two. Split fiction. Like it does not have to be this big budget cinematic A-list everybody to make a game that's going to be memorable. It's like to me, like I said, when I hear the story, the little documentary I watched about Clear Obscure, and it's like they legit found the composer on SoundCloud. He had never composed for a video game before.
Never.
The writer was originally she's in the game still as a voice actress, but she originally was hired as a voice actress, and they were rewriting the story, and she's like, "Oh, I happen to write on the side, fam." What? And this is what you do? This is fan fiction for you? What? You know what I'm saying? So like that to me, like I look at it, especially with our platform, like, yo, this is inspirational. Like, you think you need some super tie, some super backdoor, and it's like sometimes you do, right? Connections never hurt anybody, but it's like sometimes passion, meeting the right people in the right time, catapults you into something like this. And to me, I'm like, again, I think every one they've had is very well deserved. And I like that this is showing some of the industry's true colors. I like the type of time that the team from Kingdom Come Deliverance was on. They're like, we got robbed. I'm like, I'm glad you said that. When the guy who made Black Myth Wukong pretty much did the Arthur Fist, I'm glad because his next game was about to be.
That man got a whole organ
Yeah.
installed in his wall, waking up. That man going in.
He's about to drop his Dark Knight Rises. Don't you worry. You know what I'm saying? Like I like what Tim said earlier. Also, of like,
Homelander meme.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Homelander theater meme.
With him watching the
Homelander
movie.
theater
Yeah.
meme. That man.
Yeah, like we need some of these more unconventional shakeups in the industry. Stop telling us that you need to accept these boundaries. Hey, look, microtransactions are just part of what makes a game good. Paywalling these things behind DLC just what happens to make it like no,
You know what else
no.
is gonna make Fortnite better? Kim K.
That's another. That's a,
What are we doing, fam?
bro
What is this?
with the cup pose too from the magazine. I'm
What
like for the children.
is this?
This is for the kids, huh? All right. But yeah, I think it's interesting to see how Clear Obscure. It's just like they almost like they're suffering from success, like a well deserved success at that, which I think is interesting. But to progress the conversation a little bit further, kind of past the Game Awards in general, when it comes to, now we have like as of we were recording, there was the indie awards that like pulled the award for Clear Obscure because they found out that they used generative AI with some of their production assets. And there's just been this back and forth. Tim was talking about a little bit before we started recording about where AI factors into the creative process for these things, whether it be through movies, TV, day to day jobs, but especially in video games. Like, how many years off are we away from three guys in a room with some prompts? Making the next quote unquote AAA game. Um, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Where do you see AI fitting into the gaming industry?
Well, first of all, there needs to be laws and regulation. Like, I don't know if like there's video game law, like you could find like a lawyer or something. I don't even know if that goes under entertainment, but there needs with new technology, there needs to be laws and regulations because first of all, if you don't, then everything just gets muddled. Like for
Hmm.
example, like all right, when I use Adobe, I remember I was editing some pictures of a woman and I realized there was a fly on her dress. Of course, I used the AI to like delete that fly and to rebuild the image behind it so it
Hmm.
looks clean and cut. So yeah, there are some instances. Yes, you could use AI to clean up certain things, but then there's some people who just do straight overhaul work.
Yeah.
Whereas like, but where's the human element?
Hmm.
Oh, but that costs money. We got to pay somebody to do that. So that's where there needs to be laws and regulation. There needs to be an actual industry sit down together. Okay, we understand this technology is growing to a certain
Yeah, it's
degree.
not going anywhere.
How what is the what are the boundaries? What is the boundaries and that needs to be discussed. And I feel like that needs to be the first step before we even say anything moving forward. Like, well, what are the boundaries?
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay, Joy. What about you? What do you see AI in the gaming sphere?
Like, okay, if I'm gonna use AI to build like a city or some assets, that's gonna save us time, turnaround time. I don't, and then you can tweak after. I don't see, going back to what Tim said. This is assuming that every law is balanced.
Right. So let's just say
You
that
know,
everything they strike a deal with Adobe, right, and they use Adobe stock photography, right? Where so basically it's free use.
yeah. So okay, and it came within the program. Okay, turn this column into a column similar to XYZ. I'm not gonna, and then they change, and it looks completely different. This is just so they can think and they can play and they can chessboard. I don't have a problem with it, and as long as that's not the final product, I don't got a problem with it. If the tool is allowing them to give you like enhance and also save time without removing the human element, I think it's fine. Like it'll be no different than me using spell check.
Yeah.
You
Or
know,
like Tim said with the
it
Photoshop thing, it's like
yeah
these things use those things already. They're
yeah.
just
So it's
called
like
something different. Just because it's called a
yeah
magic eraser, don't mean it's not AI. like,
yeah. Like and then just because it's called spell check doesn't mean the computer's not like we can literally type in our info because it remembers. What do you think that is?
right.
You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, and for me, for example, if it says if I want to see a fantasy world, da 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 da, can you? And then I'm not really good at drawing water, or for example, that's my weakness, and then I now I see how to draw water from that image. Then yeah, if it's gonna help with mock-ups, then I don't have a problem with it. Like,
Right. To me, I'm like, I think it definitely requires a more nuanced conversation than it's having right now. Of like, and I understand it, and we're all creatives in our own right. So I'm like, it hits us in a different way as well. Of like, I can already see what this is going to do to the acting industry, and it's not going to be good. Like they're salivating at their mouths with like, oh, we don't have to use actors no more. Whew. Like so, I can already see where this can go a step too far. Jory, in your case as an artist, Tim, even in your case as an editor, of like, oh, I could just put in a couple prompts and I'm getting James Cameron angles. All right, cool. Like there's a lot of ways in which it can go way too far. But I think it being, like Tim said, regulated, or even again used as assistive tools, like you said, Joy, you're drawing. Okay, I don't have time to color every single ocean panel in this manga I'm making. Hey, I made this color blue. paste this here, here, and here. Right. And now I can get out my chapter before the end of the week. I don't see a problem with that, especially with a tool that's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
and then as long as it stays local within your drive, bro, have at thee.
yeah, I think the biggest problem, and understandably so, is that it's been a wild, wild west. Who cares about the creative approach? And I think that's why people were so against it. Of like, yes, it sounds good in terms of it being a tool, but you guys are already looking for ways to exclude the concept artist from jump. It's not. We're not even there yet.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and yeah, that's where.
You okay?
Excuse me. Yeah,
this
no,
man.
I was yawning. I'm sorry, I was yawning.
No,
Excuse me.
good.
That's where yeah, that's where you run into problems. For example, okay, hey, can you yeah, uh, yeah. Well, you did how many years as a doctor? Health bot.
Health
Go
bot.
ahead and go ahead and do open surgery on this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't want a robot doing open heart surgery on
Yeah.
me.
Even so, for example, with our stuff, like that one time when I put out that clip where I generated a photo of Jory holding a switch, and people were like, "You should even be using AI." It's like I didn't make up this person. I literally just face swapped Jory's face, like I would with Photoshop, onto a body holding a Nintendo Switch. Like is that like should I have paid someone on Fiverr to do that for me in this instance?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like to me,
Yes.
I'm like it's still like I still have to I still have to be creative when I do like the face swap stuff. Like it's not just me like, hey AI, give me something funny. It's an idea I have in my head. That I'm like, I think it would be funny if Tim and I were dressed up like DC character, Warner Brother characters. I think it'd be funny, like if we're like just there's just certain things where I'm like, again, there's definitely a nuance to it, but it's just like I still have to use my creative brain for this to even come to life. When it comes to certain things, and I think when it comes to again cutting down on time, right? If there's little tools that within regulation can get these game releases from under 7 years back to 4 or 5, hey, sign me up
Mm.
tomorrow. I'm tired of waiting. Of like, hey, this game you want to play? It'll be out when you're 40. It's like, fam, I guess I won't be playing it.
Like,
Like,
yeah, nobody wants to play that play it like nobody wants to wait, for something like that. Um 2 years turnaround time is fine. If
yeah,
we can get
again,
there, that'll be
within
perfect.
reason and within regulation, right? And not at the expense of people's jobs. And I think the best case scenario, at least in my brain, of like, I think this will do wonders for NPC difficulty in games. Of like, we're already starting to see in arc raiders where it's like, I'm sure you guys have seen the clips. You're shooting at a robot, it sees you from the other side of the map. Now it's scaling the building to get up to the floor you're on. It's like, what do you think that is?
That
AI.
is a
Yeah. Like that,
yeah,
that,
and
go ahead.
no, 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 continue,
No, I was
continue.
just saying, like, I think that to me is the best optimal use of like, I can see it bringing another level of gaming. Again, Tim's playing the game, I'm playing the game, you're playing the game. We all have distinct play styles. And because of that, the characters we're interacting with do different things, adapting to Tim's sniper attacks versus Jory's hand to hand combat versus, like that to me sounds fire.
And then you know what? And also, right? What do you think Helldivers 3 is gonna be? That's gonna be an amazing game. I'm just when it drop. You
Hmm.
know? So
The bug's gonna be doing the Thanos conquering divide just.
man, oh man, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, what's up? Ant used some blocks to go ahead and block himself. Oh, we got some shovel bugs.
Right.
We're gonna dig
Exactly.
underneath
They're coming from underground. Yeah. So I am definitely cautious in seeing how this all plays out. Again, I'm not naive. None of us are naive. We know that the people in the boardrooms, again, would love to not pay somebody. In fact, the red flag would be like, no, we're definitely going to hire people. It's like, nope, you're lying. You know what I'm saying? But I think ideally, if we can find the sweet spot of, like Jory said, of reducing redundancies, right? We don't need a person to necessarily populate every single building in the next Spider-Man, right? Especially if they're all just copy and paste. Those type of things, I'm like, I don't see the harm in that. Especially like you said, Jory, if it's local, like, hey, we're using this asset. and just want the AI to make more of that asset that we already made. I don't see the harm in it personally. So just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that. Last thing with the Game Awards. That game, the one more thing game, the High Guard, the apparent hero shooter on horses. Do you guys think it deserves the Concord 2 allegations?
Yes. Guys,
Say more.
What game was that?
what? There you go. There
Tim, it
you
was the
go.
last game they announced at the end of the show.
Oh no, I didn't see it, man. Remember, I got caught up with work.
Okay.
I didn't see that part.
It appears to be a hero shooter, with a mixture of elemental powers. It seemed like.
So Tim, let's take the aesthetic from what's Alloy, the game. Let's take the
Not
aesthetic
even.
from
It didn't look that good
no.
graphically.
Just the color scheme.
Okay.
Just the color scheme. First person, magical Harry Potter. Imagine an AR rifle, but with the Harry Potter wand at the
Yes.
tip,
On a horse.
right? On a horse.
What was the name of the game called? Let me look
High
it up.
Guard.
High Guard.
High trash. That's what I call that.
But while Tim's looking it up, Dory, tell me why you think it's Concord
Bruh, did
2
you
esque
you
levels.
saw the trailer? Like, yo, who asked for this?
I mean, nobody asked for it.
Y'all trying to do Resident Evil 13? I'm not Resident Evil 13, Final Fantasy 13, and y'all don't out 13 it? Nah,
Yeah.
flat so.
It looks like by the numbers of the game.
I like this. This is AI. This is a prompt.
Yeah.
This is an example of a prompt.
I need AAA gaming ideas. Give me 5.
I got you,
Yeah, because
man.
I remember Mighty
Would you-
was talking about something. I was like, "Damn, what type of game was it?" Like, and I was like,
They calling it
Bruh.
Concord 2.
My heart's broken, man, because it's like they got these dudes in shackles. They probably got, you know, the conditions of this office.
Yeah. Don't even
Whose
send the
idea
email.
was-
Yeah, if hero shooter's not in the subject line.
Whose idea was this, man? And then, like you, and then that's what made me give it a 7.5. Like, why would you show this towards? This is something you should have did for the pregame show. That way, it would have went under people's noses, man.
Well, based on what they said about how much people are paying for advertising, they probably gave Jeff a bag
And they should have used that bag.
to do more research.
Not even to do more research, but they should have used that bag for the delaying of the game. Like, yeah, we gotta start from scratch. Like, listen, if you're gonna do a first person magic shooter, and you're not Doom, and you're not Wolfenstein, you're not you don't even look as fun as the Call of Duty zombies. Like, that's not. What are we doing? There's this aesthetic of technological magic that's just not coming across as far as design is. It's not coming across well.
I guess not to totally interrupt you, but I think I'm just kind of confused as to why the first thought is let's make it a hero shooter. I don't know why every road leads back to let's make it a hero shooter.
somebody out there still wants to try it. Well, maybe I could do better. And it's like, bro,
Maybe I can do more better, greater better, exceptional better than the previous. Number one, do you even have the money to support the mistakes for your live?
Yeah,
I'm like, you're not doing better than Marvel Rivals, man.
and even Marvel Rivals is having to pull out the big hitters. We're gonna give you Gambit, Rogue, and Deadpool back to back to back because it's looking.
Why? Yeah, that's exactly why. Because these games don't. For Marvel, I think it'll surge back up again. But
it will. Yeah.
But right now, for what's happening, this is a prime example of fatigue.
Yeah.
Why would I go to you when I could get that over here? What are you
from an established
providing
IP at that?
From an established IP. You see, if I was to go up against Grand Theft Auto, I know Grand Theft Auto is not going to have me moving like sleeping dogs.
Right.
So that's where I can exploit that form of gameplay. Or Grand Theft Auto is not going to be as wacky as I'm going to be. Saints Row the Third, cough
Mhm.
cough.
Mhm.
Um, so that's where you can exploit that style. But if you're not going to do better than the lead, then forget it. Or you're not going to do something to where it's revolutionary, to where you lead the industry and everybody's copying you now.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I think even the successes we've seen, it's like, don't get it twisted. Like you said, Marvel Rivals, the Marvel IP. But people are like, oh, but Helldivers it was original. No, Helldivers is Starship Troopers. It's not Starship Troopers in name, but it's Starship. It's in a recognizable spiritual successor to something we already
exactly.
know.
And we wanted.
Yes.
And we wanted subconsciously. And they realized this. And what did they do? They gave us what we wanted.
Yeah.
Helldivers. That's it.
For
That's it.
democracy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, to me, I'm like, that's the thing, is like, I'm not gonna sit there and say that hero shooters should never be made again. I just think this idea of like, we'll do a original IP that no one has ever heard of before, and our first impression on everybody is a live service game. It's like, you might as well just fire everybody from now and shutter the studio. It's not gonna work. It's like you said, the fatigue is there, the lack of interest. Tim didn't watch the trailer for more than 5 seconds. That should tell you everything. This man said, after the YouTube ad stopped. So to me, it's like, while I do feel bad for the team behind it, like you said, Jory, is probably like, it's a decision from above their heads, where we're probably watching Suicide Squad off the Justice League play out in real time all over again in terms of who's making the decisions. But it don't change what we're seeing. Just because I know it wasn't your idea doesn't make it any, but like, well, they couldn't help me, so I got to play it. It's like, no, goodbye.
Man, I'm like, I'm not laughing at the studio or the team, but it's just like, guys, you gotta know your ship is sinking.
Yeah. It's unfair scrutiny. No.
No, man, fam, nobody asked for this. Like,
Yeah.
the,
I work full time. I got maybe 6 gaming hours a weekend. I'm not playing a live service game. I'm
that
sorry.
looks like that.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna see what other forms War Greymon can turn into in this game.
What's the game that won last year? That only had 3 months. That only came out a month before the Game Awards. Fantasio sounds like a good job. That sounds
Right.
like a good deal. Let's do it.
Astrobot gave us more DLC. Okay.
Metal Gear Solid's $25 on Amazon? Delta?
Bro. Black Friday had your boy in a chokehold. My goodness.
Hey, Jory, you remember the Shinobi game? Did you see the Sega advertisement? Wait, what do you mean? Shinobi and Ninja Gaiden, $40 for both.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't mind if I do. Credit card.
Very much.
Balance
Yeah,
modify.
man. No,
Deduction.
you put that in the chat, dog. Yep, dog. I was expecting, dog. I was like that, so, bruh. Tears, kid.
Bruh. It was bad.
It's fam. The card covered dog eyes. I said, "Oh, man, they got my dog.
They got me,
They
bro.
got,
They got me.
go ahead, cry for your mama.
Yeah.
Cry for your mama.
Yeah, they
They got
got
you.
me, bro. They got me.
They got
Even
you."
things that like I didn't even necessarily need right away. I'm like, oh, Red
I
Dead
accident.
Redemption with
I
the
accident.
PS5 upgrade for $15. I never did play Undead Nightmare. Swipe. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 on the P4 for $20. Swipe.
Dog activated. It's like,
Just
they had me moving like Kamen Rider with my
3350.
head, putting in the pin number. I was like moving like Kamen Rider. Dog.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah, bro.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, High Guard, best of luck to y'all. Best of luck to y'all. We try to always shoot these studios some graces, but I'm
I'm gonna pray for
sorry.
y'all and
Yeah.
put you in
It's-
the prayer basket. 'Cause
I hate to tell you, but it's over.
Yo, they doing far more significant damage. Like they like kid +5 attack on Twitter. once you put that, once you
Sheesh. Mm-mm-mm. But to move more into some console specific news, and each one is a doozy. My goodness. We'll start off with one of the topics that was volunteered in our Discord. Shout out to our Discord users, the few but the mighty. Like I know it's very sporadic in there, but we appreciate all the contributions. It was pointed out in our Discord that Metroid Prime 4 has DLC that is locked behind an amiibo. So there's certain soundtracks that you can only access during the desert if you have the amiibo. So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on like how do you guys feel about Nintendo and I guess just the nickel and dime machine they've become in the past couple of months.
I mean, the layout was right there from all the controversy with the Switch 2.
Mm.
That was just a clear sign where this company is headed. It's all about the money.
But do you think they can like? Because I haven't seen pushback. I haven't seen like backlash. I haven't seen. I'm like, is this just right? I'm like, it's just the internal Tsukiyomi, right? Like it's over.
That's exactly what it is, man. Because, like I said, man, once you become part of people's
Jedi Maestro.
livelihood, like, hey, welcome back to my channel, you cannot afford to say anything unless you're one of the ones that build off controversy. You cannot afford to talk about
But
big.
is that controversial?
No, it's a critique to help you with your business, like so you can
No,
provide a better product.
no, but it's come to the point where, well, bro, if they already don't bought it, technically we are the better product.
Sheesh.
Oh no, that's the heathen thinking, the
Yeah.
heathen,
Yeah, because it's like
heathen.
once we have your money, you've technically proven we are the better product. It's just similar to how you said it. And, even with all the Pokemon Legends ZA controversy, if the sales keep rising,
Apparently the DLC is doing well. They've learned nothing. They've
that,
learned nothing.
that DLC was copy, rinse, repeat. Like, it had some good
What if we
moments.
turn the colors around on the
It
city you
had
already
it
designed?
had some good story moments, but it was just no, it was just copy, rinse. When you really
Oh,
understand the full magnitude, it was copy, rinse, and repeat. Wait, you got to
yo,
do this to get to there? Yeah,
oh
you
man,
do.
you know what I realized, man? There is such a low bar of quality that people think is okay.
I mean, well,
They j-
people's morality compass is all over the place these days, bro. It's a reflection of humanity and society.
And how they feel about themselves.
Yeah,
Like, you can't ask for more. Like it's okay. Like I always say this, I'm like, regardless of how people feel about like attractiveness, right? When it comes to attracting people, like, oh, you could do better. It's like physical better is in the eye of the beholder, in my opinion. But you can always be treated better. And I will always be a champion of that. Like no matter what package it comes in, you can all you if you are a solid person who tries to do as much good in the world as you can always advocate to be treated better. And I feel like a lot of times, to your point, Tim, it's like these Nintendo fans just like, fam, you don't have to accept this.
domestic violence.
Yeah,
Just
like
that's all
yeah.
I see it as, a domestic violence survivor.
I don't mean to laugh, but in this context, it's
No,
funny. Yeah, like
it's true. It's true. I don't know if we're gonna get in trouble for that, but like, you feel me? Like, bro, that's what this relationship is, kid.
mm,
I'm watching people. I'm not watching, but like, I'm like, yo, listen, I won't buy this. They're not the product is. But the thing is, the only way to fix this, to correct this, is extremely high competition.
but
That's
where's
the
it coming
only way to
from?
correct.
but who is
No,
it coming from?
no,
So
no.
you know, but
We're
that's
getting some of that. We're
no,
getting some of that though.
not necessarily, bro.
Yeah, we
Because
are. Clear Obscure.
no. And hear me out.
Okay.
You ever see the And One documentary on Netflix?
No, no. I heard.
You should.
I've heard.
That
Okay.
is a prime example of what the elites will do if they even smell somebody within
Who has
their.
a chance? Yeah.
Yeah, they will destroy you. That's when their so-called competitor. You see how like when Mighty Keith do them like skits where he's like Nintendo, Xbox at the same time. That's when they will become the Justice League Union against you and just wipe you off the face of the earth. Hakai.
Yeah.
So like, cause like it's the logic of to be elite. To be elite is to be elite. Like they don't want such a variety group of elites because it loses its potency. Like, so that's what I said when people said, "Oh yeah, that person was chosen to reach this type of stature." It's yes. Industry plants, yes. It's because this is marketable for them. They gain something off it. If it's not something that is divinely connected to them, or I wouldn't even say divine, I would say financially connected to them.
You could
No,
say divine.
yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
If it's not something that is truly coming from them or benefit them in some way, no, they will destroy you
Hmm.
because the elites want to remain the elites. So, like I said, like like even the era where Microsoft entered the fray, like the reason why Microsoft was like I would say allowed to go as far as it could because it was already an existent entity in that space
Hmm.
to a degree,
Mm.
so it wasn't too far fetched.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, with this upcoming new Steam Deck console. Like, however, how that may go, we still won't know until it
But
happens.
but to your point, Tim, you could already kind of see some of the powers at play of like, here's a Steam machine that relies so much on RAM, and what's happening to the worldwide RAM supply? All of a sudden, you can't find any.
Hideo Kojima said it, bro. Corporate espionage is a real thing, bro. That's a real thing. So, like,
All of a sudden,
yeah, like
yeah.
I said, man, like people don't realize, man, like a lot of these when it comes to these companies and the shift of money, power, and economic status, it's mafia, bro. It's
Mm.
mafia on a whole next level.
It's
So,
like, yeah, Steam was about to do what? Oh man, looks like we need all this RAM for AI. Oh man, sorry, buddy. Sorry.
yeah, no, that's exactly how it is, man. Like it is really gritty like that. Like
Mm,
sometimes people feel like that this world is just so free. Like no, it ain't.
yeah.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, yeah.
Like sometimes I mean I get it. That's just human. We want to be hopeful about certain things. Like nah, bro. Ray Charles Goose said, we tried a new sophisticated weapon. Economics. Economics is one of the most sophisticated weapons in the world because it's so many layers to the
Yeah.
point where, like, if you don't really sit down and try to grasp this, you are confused and you just write it off as that's just life. Like, no, this is by design. X Y Z E equals MC da 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 da.
Yeah, and you can only challenge it to some degree so far, right? Of like I remember I'll never forget learning. This is probably in my late teens, early 20s of like even owning your house, you don't own your house
Yep.
because you got to pay property tax. So you don't own the land. I'm just like, man, wait, what is the point?
Yeah, and then
So
Yeah,
part of you is like, dog, part of you goes, part of you just wants to jump and hover before the. I will give this
I like no,
a
because like
brand new
friends when
meaning.
some of my friends was like, "Oh yeah, Tim, we're homeowners now," and I'm like, "Congratulations."
right. You're brick and mortar owners. You're not homeowners.
You ain't want to be that guy.
No, of course, right?
I'll
But
go to
that's
the housewarming. I'll bring the Publix chicken.
yeah,
I'll bring the sangria.
yeah.
All right,
Because
you gonna bring
again,
that 1930s smile, black and white. You gonna see Tim with the black. How you guys doing today? Oh
yeah,
man,
because again, I think, like I said, you can still do what you can, right? I still think it's okay to, like I said, ask for more, but also tempering your expectations. Like, look, it's only going to go but so far. You got, I'm sure, big benefactors in Nintendo Land. Like, you're gonna get Amiibo Metroid. You're gonna get, like Super Smash Brothers going to come with a installation pack. Like it is what it is now, unfortunately. And it's what you guys accept. So, like you
just
said,
feel like
Tim,
as
it
soon as
didn't.
Buddy,
Yeah, it didn't surprise me, but it did in the sense of like nobody said anything. But it didn't surprise me that Nintendo's like, yeah, that's what we're doing.
mm,
Virtual Boy is selling you a cardboard box. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Like, and
That's
it's only
still incredible.
nah, and it's only gonna get worse, man. Because because to be honest, it's a two-way street. You know, their consumers have proven that this company could do no wrong.
Yeah.
And the thing, like, the more wrong that they do, the more money they make.
It's yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
What? You want my kidney for this next Nintendo game? All right.
Well, I really did want to play that Donkey Kong.
Wait. With what? 99 cents to throw a punch to do this attack?
How much for Super Mario Galaxy remaster? Did you watch
Right.
the movie? Did you watch the movie trailer?
I did watch the movie trailer.
Oh.
Uh,
Right.
It had that thing I remember from my childhood. Oh.
which I think is gonna be a pile
Or
of just
or of course when your toddler sees the movie and looks on the Nintendo eShop like, oh, can I play the game now? Okay.
nope. Nope.
No for you, but for other households.
I
Oh,
mean, I
you want to
told y'all
stop
the story.
crying about it?
I
You
told y'all
know.
the story the other day.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. This doesn't make sense for where he's at. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So to move on to another console story, Xbox. Boy, 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 boy,
Just
boy,
let's
boy.
just end it here. All right. Next topic. Let's just
Yeah,
end it here.
we might as well.
Let's just end it here. Because this what are we doing
Well,
at
what
this
can
point,
you
guys?
really say, bro? They've made it pretty clear we just don't care anymore. We don't.
This is
About anything.
this is living on South Central while living juice in the hood when they flattened homeboy when they jumped him. This is that. This is that.
I'm like, yo, what happened during Black Friday? You got unsold by what? A children's toy?
Oh, listen, they getting lit up. I know they getting lit up in the
Oh my good.
they getting
And the
lit
toy was
up.
their own version of the Xbox Connect, the thing you discontinued. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. PS5 went on sale during Black Friday, so you could get a PS5 for $200 cheaper than an Xbox Series X.
My friends and family. Dog, this is like a Fisher Price toy. Running on a GameCube cartridge. Just with boosted RAM.
Yeah. But
Did
hey,
you see Elmo's? They had Gonzo as an exclusive.
but
It
hey,
has it on.
as Frank, have I told you about the Xbox dartboard that you can get now?
Yeah. So again, let's move on.
All right. And Sony and PlayStation news, closing out our last console topic for the night. It was reported that Naughty Dog, the leaders of anti-crunch culture, which is I think important to this story, recently put in a request from what's being reported, mandatory overtime, so they can meet an internal deadline for some demos for their upcoming Interstellar, the Heretic Prophet game. Now, we know the industry's not a stranger to crunch culture, but given that you famously had some stories come out about you during the Last of Us 2 production when it came to crunch, and Valve that is a culture that we will not have happen again, and then it's happening again, maybe not to the same degree, but it's happening again for a game that's not out next year, by the way. This is just to meet an internal deadline. What do we think, fellas, about what does that mean for Interstellar? What does that mean for Naughty Dog?
I think
To
it's
what extent?
sorry to cut you off, Joy. I
Yeah.
think it's more of a, remember what we said when the parent company takes over? I think that's what that was. Hey, you know, that
Here's our
trailer
progress.
was that trailer was pretty, but like how them guys keep saying it was just a CGI trailer. So y'all kind of need to hurry this up, type of speak. Yeah. And that's exact. Oh! That Mortal Kombat movie not coming out. Well, bring her in. Since
Get
she
her
has some
back
free
in that
time.
mocap studio
Yeah, like since she
today.
has some free time, since she's not gonna.
Wait. Well, you're on contract, Missy. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's exactly how I feel like that went.
Nah, you're right. That's the pull.
I think it's the parent. I think it's the parent company, man. Because you remember, you also got to think about it. Yeah, this studio is now owned by PlayStation, which
Mhm,
is by Sony. So
mhm.
it's like it's a hierarchy, man. So yeah, somebody made a call like, "Hey, y'all need to hurry up. We ain't really got no new exclusives coming out, and we kind of been third partied out."
Or if we don't come out any sooner, a certain game might take that price point. You know, that certain game might cover the
Which
if we
game?
don't come out now. Oh, Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, I mean,
I wouldn't consider that. I wouldn't
because
consider that because I wouldn't even compare those two, bro. Because
yeah,
I
No,
think that's a lot.
it's not me comparing the two. It's just like where do I want to spend more of my money?
but
But
then my
no,
my
but that's
question to
gonna
you
be a
then would be like,
regardless,
but
though.
what are you
That's
gonna play your Grand Theft Auto on? You're gonna play it on your
yeah,
PlayStation
yeah.
5.
Because like first of all,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you already know Grand Theft Auto
Absolutely.
is gonna last another 3 console cycles. Like so, it's kind of like
Yeah.
you don't really like
Okay.
you won't even consider that. Like no, I just feel like yeah, when you look at their library, they really don't have any really new exclusives coming out besides the next MLB,
Yikes.
and it's because you know that's a yearly
Well,
thing.
Wolverine. Wolverine.
Well, yeah, that. But then even them, hey, y'all need to hurry this up.
From what we have heard, yeah, it's like, what are we doing?
That's exactly because, like how you said earlier, they need some console sellers. They need something for the holidays. So, like, hey, bro, we can't sell any systems next year based off third parties. So
You know
y'all two
what? That's
boys,
that's
y'all two,
actually a very good point,
yeah, y'all two boys need to hurry this up.
especially with the reports that just happened.
Hey, we planning for 8 state of plays, and we want you to
Right.
be in it.
Yeah. And console sales are in the toilet. So what are we doing? What are we doing?
No, that's exactly how I feel. So I mean, I hope for the best for them. I hope that they don't break these people down to there's nothing. And when this game releases, please, I do not want to see. Excuse me, I do not want to see any layoffs because that's just cruel. That was just yeah.
No, no, hey, listen, man.
I was gonna say, if there's one thing I can guarantee there's gonna be, it's gonna be layoffs.
I just
Guaranteed.
feel like we you just walk into an episode of Family Guy. It's not easy being cheesy.
But do you
It's
guys do you guys think it's gonna reflect bad on like Neil Druckmann? Because he's not exactly favored by the gaming community, right? As of late.
well, he has an alibi. He's the tweet is gonna be disguised. Well, you know, in the light of things, I would have had it certain different, but people that are higher, usually these things take place, and this is unfortunate happenings that I am truly while he's in a hammock.
Yeah, it's gonna
This
be
is truly
the deflective conversation, bro. That's all it really gonna
this
be.
is truly, truly heartbreaking.
Because I don't think Neil Druckmann is is what he is pictured as. I feel like his decision to kill off Joel, I guess 5 year spoiler alert for people who didn't know or watch or anything, um, kind of like echoed in terms of like he must not be that good because he killed our favorite bad guy, pretty much.
It's it's that and his interviews don't help him either.
He's not the most open to pushback, it feels like.
I feel like I'm talking to Mark Zuckerberg
No.
of video games.
No.
Not in like a fragmented sentence speech. Well, yeah, of course. Like I'm talking to a computer, but more of the essence. Feels like feels like that whenever I hear his interviews. I'm just like, what are you trying to force me to like let it happen naturally? I'm not gravitated towards this character. Why are you or you know, like I feel like he forces conditions on people.
That's what I was saying about the
Um,
whole feedback thing. But then I also wonder, like, do you think maybe it has part to do with because he's getting so much feedback, it's hard to filter through what might actually be legit versus just like they can't get over the fact that I killed Joel.
then you gotta be honest. Don't layer it in some type of the more corporate you make your conversations, the more people retaliate against you.
This is
Like
true.
you gotta kind of like just do.
Not necessarily, bro.
No, there's like surface level, and for stuff where it's this much intensity being directed towards you, you can't talk corporate like that.
I
You
just
have to
no,
diffuse the situation.
but I just personally feel like, all right, in this space, there are so many bigots about what you do on every last thing that you do. Like the world has become such a alpha omega my way or the highway type of you either please me or burn type of like way. And it's just like, yeah, it's impacting how people create. If the man wanted to kill the man off, okay.
I actually felt like I've said this before. It fit the character and the story. Joel was
Yeah.
not a good person.
Yeah, like it's
Like,
it's a post mushroom zombie apocalypse. Like Walking Dead showed you many times. Like, yeah,
Yes,
none of these people are safe, bro.
guys,
yeah.
None of these
guys.
people.
It just reflected people that are connected to the character. That's all it did.
Yeah, but then okay, but
But
then
then what does that say about the people who connected the character of like
And it cut.
yeah, but then see, but like I said, sometimes you just gotta like it is like when it ends, that's when it ends. That's it. Like, and then even the added extra rage of when the show came out, I was like, did these people not play the game?
And cut.
It's like, I'm
Yeah.
like, sir, the game's been out for like how long? Like, oh, it was based on the game. I was like, yes, Joel dies in the game. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't like that. It's like, but sir,
This man unprovoked killed an entire surgical team. The Abby's character talks about walking into the room and seeing her dad's, well, I guess not to get flagged by YouTube, see him unalived on the floor because of Joel's actions. In any other story, Kill Bill, uh, Ninja Turtles 1, like any other story, you're like, vengeance. They took Splinter. But because we played as Joel and he was a dad and he gone through some things and life was rough.
Cornfield stories, man. I'm telling you, that's what they do to you. Cornfield stories, them bean can stories, man.
All
Those
right.
were fire.
A lot of things that happened to Kratos, he had it coming. Kratos was not a good man. Zeus was a worse man, but Kratos was not a good person.
You know when I knew Kratos was oh yo, this is it for Buddy, dog. him and him and Ares was having a speech. Kratos gets sentimental for 13 seconds. I did not forget what you did for me that day. Then grabs a bridge the size of a city and stabs Ares. I was like, yeah, that's it.
Oh, you knew it was clip for Kratos, stage 1, scene 1, the boatsman. Help me! No.
I mean,
Yeah, that's that's
I
that
mean,
is
the man don't like been part of the reason why cities been destroyed.
Yeah.
And then God of go at War 3, the cataclysms for every god that he killed. Like, oh, Poseidon, oh, massive flood. Or Hades, pestilence.
Yes,
Jeez.
he single-handedly wiped out Greece in revenge. He was not a good person.
So yeah, it's like,
submit. I would rather die.
yeah,
I love that
bro.
scene, man.
Yeah, like so it's kind of like it's like, yeah, bro. Like you kind of need to pay attention to the context clues here.
Yeah.
So
But again, Tim, a lot of people, man, they're not good at deciphering stories or like
No.
story directions. They have
No.
no sense of
Nuance is
when
lost on them
they
like
don't know even
crazy.
subtext.
Yeah,
Subtext,
yeah.
forget it.
that's why you leave them on red. That's why you leave them
Forget
on
it.
red because even sometimes engaging them, you're just giving them so much fire just to like for them to alter your
Yeah,
story.
and then this what makes me. This is where I say like just because a crowd seems louder doesn't mean that's the entire heart of the
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm gonna use if I were him, um, I would just when something it's gonna click with you when okay, this is actually true about my video game.
Mm.
It clicks. When you're gonna feel when it's malicious, man. Like it'll sound like it's making a point and it'll begin to make a point, and then when you hear the ending, it'll just loop. Oh, okay, this is what you're saying. It'll
Yeah.
sound good at the beginning. It'll oh, okay, this you said, and then just dump it
Yeah,
into the bin.
and I think to his credit, like Neil Druckmann's he's talented in what he does, right? I'm like, we can't deny how enjoyable the mechanics of Uncharted have been. The Last of Us 2, you could play that game almost like Metal Gear. You don't have to kill anybody almost if you don't want to. And that's just through the live gameplay options. Like you don't have to be Ellie the one woman army if you don't want to be. Right? That's good gameplay. So like I'm rooting for them. I hope that they can kind of like turn this around. I do think the more time that goes on, like if we start getting to like 2028 for this game, it's
It's
not
looking like
looking
it's gonna
good.
be 2028.
I know. But if they can get it to like
Truthfully.
2027 with a little less controversy, they might be all right.
Because for example, say something break and you need this chip.
Sorry, buddy. Chat GPT 8.0 just launched. So
Say you needed this chip and you know this was what you need, and oh yeah, oh man, we used to be able to get these back in. Oh yeah, the entire company that provided this thing, they started to make less.
yeah.
And
Yep.
so for me, like all y'all systems, buy buy your PlayStation, because you don't know,
This is it.
it might not even come out till 2030.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. I'm like, if I don't get my little PC build going by next year, I can kill that dream. It's
Oh,
over.
man, kid, right now it feels like I'm collecting relics, the talismans from Jackie Chan Adventures. It feels great. I love it. It's fun. So, okay, let me do this overtime this week. All right.
All right. Wait till you get to the RAM part. And you go, and you're like,
Oh no, that's the first part of the mission. That's the first quest. That's I'm doing hey, all the other stuff is side quests. I'm doing the main quest right now.
yeah. Oh
That
my
RAM is the main
goodness.
quest. The casing, you could forget about.
Yeah.
I'll make a box. You know what I'm saying? I'll make a box. I'll take some of that Nintendo parts.
Yeah.
Put in a little box, and that'll be I house my PC there.
Sheesh.
That
Sheesh.
quest is happening today. I'll share it with you guys.
Hmm.
Apple's doing some interesting things.
I mean, if it's about them getting to the gaming space, they're
Yep.
overdue.
Yep.
They're overdue.
Yep.
They
Yep.
need to.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
They
Yep.
need to.
And it is. And it is. And it is. And it is.
Why drop a processor that you both can run Resident Evil 4 if you're not going to do anything with it?
Because they will.
Because they
And
what?
because they will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they will. But anyway.
All right. So last topic for the night, fellas. We always like to include at least one anime topic. We are a video game and anime podcast.
We've been slacking on
We've
the
been slacking on it pretty
Mhm.
heavily. And I know obviously I'm not expecting you guys to go into like great detail praising this series because we've all said on multiple occasions how it's kind of fallen off to a point at past certain story arcs. But now that the anime from My Hero Academia has officially ended, the question that I had for you guys is we've seen how the anime of our generation, how they've kind of stacked up in their places in cultural relevance and what they've influenced of the future of like Jujutsu Kaisen is very much the child of Bleach in multiple aspects. Like it's Bleach, but with hands. So like when you guys look at My Hero Academia, where and what do you think effect is going to have on the anime that come after it?
With that anime, I felt like it was Naruto, like the first half of Naruto, not Shippuden,
Mm,
done a bit better. And when I say done a bit better, I like the fact that like they still gave other characters from their classes highlights.
mhm.
Like for example, when they fought Overhaul, but you cannot tell me that fight in that building down under that was not the Sound Ninja 5 arc.
Oh, yeah.
They all got split up, and then I was like, bro, this is like the Sound Ninja Vibe arc.
Mm.
But not no cliffhanger ending. Like it was
Right.
like an actual. Oh no, he gets a power up, fam. Um, and I mean, to be honest, man, like especially for me, like when I just saw Bakugo just become the final hero, as like, thank you,
Mm.
thank you so much. Like all the yelling that we did for Vegeta is like, it's so simple, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It is so simple because when you understand Bakugo as a character, it makes sense because yes, he was considered the bully or the secondary main character, but it's like, look, he's like the definition of why Spider-Man. I mean, Deku is the definition of why Spider-Man can never lift Thor's hammer. He's not pure of heart. Because true meaning of being pure in heart is you also need to know when you need to take away life to save it. And that's how Bakugo is. Bakugo has that mentality like, no, ain't no power of friendship when it comes to this dude.
Violence.
He's about to get blasted. Like I'm about to get the biggest, wettest sweat,
As
sweat,
as a child,
sweat
Right, right,
explosion.
right, right.
Like I am about to give
The
this
kids
dude.
ain't safe.
that man's
Screw
in the
them kids.
Domun costume, shining finger.
Like yes, he comes off as a very loud bully like character, but when you really saw moments of his growth, you realize he's actually a battle genius.
Mm.
There was one point when they were doing the exams, when they were still in the academy, when they had to save people. He's like, I'm not saving them. He's like, why? He's like, no, this person is fake. It kind of reminded me of Will Smith in MIB when he took the test. He shot that one car, but like, no, bro, like when you really look at all these other characters, they're just there. Just because they're aliens, that doesn't mean we should shoot them. But what is this little girl who's clearly 10 with a quantum physics book?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like I said, like Bakugo is like that. Like he was able to see certain things and he was able to act on it the best way it is. And yeah, like
Such a good movie.
he was the only person that could really see this through. He was literally the best of All Might and Endeavor.
Yeah.
He was the best of both of them. Like no offense to Shoto, but like Shoto, like after his family arc ended, that was it for him.
That was it. Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, he was the Sasuke to Itachi. Like once that ended, it was it. Because like, yeah, bro, when that moment happened with Dobby, bro, I was like, bro, that was tears. Like that was such a like Dobby was like Darth Maul. Like the only peace that they could find was in death because they were
Mhm.
so far gone. Like like bro, the fact that when all the siblings came together and just, it's like, bro, you can't do no more than that, bro.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah.
That was their closure, but also heartbreak at the same way. So yeah, bro, like I'm loving the IG reels because the boys gotta go ham. See him flying through all the buildings because he was using too much power, but then he's like, no, like I am the final hero, bro. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
it was
I
it was it was
yeah.
it was parts of Naruto done better. Because like I said, like they realized they were getting into that big three nonsense and they tried to like, all right, let's fix this around just a little bit.
Yeah. I think they kind of course corrected a little bit too late.
Too late.
Yeah.
Too late.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll admit. Too late.
Yeah. But I do agree that it does, especially pre-time skip Naruto, way better because Lord knows after the tuning exams, half of those Genin were never relevant ever again, ever again.
Like you mean to tell me
They were punching bags.
Hashirama and Madara made this village with these AS rank clans and y'all just treat them as extras.
Yeah, NPCs.
And you can also tell Bakugo is going to become the main extra because look at his comments. He was like, "Move it, extras." They were showing you from the beginning, bro. He's going to become. It was
Yeah.
it was there. It was foreshadowing, bro. Move it, extras. Even the part when he won the championship, he's like, "I'm gonna win," and everybody was just booing him, and he was just like, "But he did win. He did win." They were foreshadowing it from so many times, bro. Like he was going to outdo everybody
Mhm. Joy, what
because
about?
he
Oh,
yeah, because he has everything that requires to make a great hero. Like yes, he's a bit rough around the edges, but he gets the job done.
Yeah. Jory, what about you? What do you think is going to be the lasting, or what are some of the lasting things that carries over from My Hero now that it's over?
I mean, those first 2 seasons were amazing. And, I would say they have the best movie run out of all the animes.
Mm, hot take.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
mad at the take though,
Yeah, they have the
but hot
best
take.
movie runs. Yeah. Some of the plots for the movies, man, should have just been the season.
But you don't think that could be carried over in other shows moving forward?
Yeah, yeah. I just don't know what's happening now after My Hero Academia. I'm pretty sure this is it, right?
For My Hero, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Um, I do have a I think for me when I kind of lost interest in it, man, because that was my popcorn or my Saturday morning cartoon feel for as far as appreciation for it and like for it. It got really when he turned to Ben 10, man, I was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like the overhaul arc was disappointing because that was some of the best panels for Myro, one a million, the
Mhm.
million,
Mhm.
and they just turned it into a slideshow.
Yeah.
Which was I was very disappointed, and I think that for me started to put the sour taste in my mouth. But when they turned Bakugo to a lot of it didn't like even I just didn't feel he was threatening anymore. The main villain, One
Uh,
for All,
yeah. There was a lot
he
of
just
weird plot conveniences that like, yeah, I have my body, but I've also made a consciousness in my retainer that I'm putting in. It's like, huh?
now you sounded like write-offs for Onslaught. You know,
Mm,
it's getting too it just got too for me, it was just like I got exhausted, man. First when he turned into when you learned that, oh man, he right, I could jump this high and I need a spider whip too. I'm Spider-Man as well. It just overall it just made me not no longer want to engage in the story.
mm,
And a lot of the villains weren't like, no matter what you do to this guy that touches people and turns them into dirt, he's not it. You had more interesting villains like Stain. You had more interesting villains like the one from the movie with the one that kidnapped Overhaul. Like, what a way to introduce a villain.
mm,
He kidnaps the major threat, and he was of season 2 for and they bodied him.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was that, and then you had the All Might clone.
Dark Might, yeah.
My goodness, man, that was genius. I thought that was so genius because the reason why it was so genius and so effective to me because you did such a good job at writing All Might as a character.
I was gonna say when my turn, I think All Might is a very underrated how
Oh,
well he is written as a character.
oh no, when All Might kind of like I felt like they got rid of him too early, and when they did, that's when I also
I don't know if
because
I
if it turned
agree.
because
But
the
you could
reason why I
also
say that
tell
because
But you could also tell they had plans, or all right, you could tell like My Hero, they were trying to do it in the framework of Demon Slayer. Okay, this is going to be a very limited run,
Yeah.
no big time skip where they become adults and all that. Like, no, we just want to. And you could tell they probably did that decision for that reason. And actually, it did play off. When Endeavor got his moment to shine, like, bro, I'm telling you, that prominence burn, meteor slam, I cried. Bro. I was
yeah,
like,
no,
with
I
this
love
kind of
and that's my
music,
thing.
it's like,
I loved those were amazing moments, but when it got to the Joker arc, I'm gonna just call him Joker. It just it just fell apart for me, man. It just didn't grab me like it used to. A lot of the story felt like it was a chore. It wasn't like that when the school gets invaded by Nomus, perfect first season ending.
Or even
All
the
my
whole thing in the forest with
uh,
yeah.
oh yeah, Muscle, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Master,
yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
tuning
Beautiful.
exams, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's basically
beautiful.
what it was.
Yeah, no, it was beautiful.
And then
And it just
and then Big Brother Itachi shows up, but you ain't really know that. I was like, bro, that's your brother.
Yeah.
Like he
and it
literally right before he leaves, he's like, "Oh, this is really the best you can do." It's like, bro, y'all clearly don't see y'all related. A dude with a fire
no,
hour, same type of hair, frizzy hair.
no, no, we can't be related.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, I for me it just for me where I would put it, it would just it doesn't climb. It doesn't it
I mean, I have it over Fairy Tale and Seven Deadly Sins, so do with
Yeah,
that what you
I
will.
have it over Fairy Tale and
Like,
Seven Deadly Sins as well. But it to me, it's not gonna be. I wouldn't put it over Attack of Titan.
no, of course not.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course not.
I wouldn't put it over Attack on Titan. I wouldn't put it over Full Metal Alchemist.
Would
I
you put it
wouldn't
over
put
Demon
it over.
Slayer?
No,
I overall give
Mm.
it like a.
I would never put it over
I
Demon
would say
Slayer
I give it.
for what they gave me.
I'll give it a good 7.8 out of 10.
That's kind of high.
I'll give it a good 7.8 out of 10. There was some good high. There was some good high moments, some good story moments. I do feel like I do agree. Some of the middle stuff did get a bit rocky. Um, because I kind of feel like, all right, I guess it was confusing because the focus on Deku made it confusing, and then the
Yes.
powers that he got
Yes.
was like, okay, this is kind of really lackluster.
Ben 10,
Just for
Yes.
Ben 10,
just for him to
Ben
become,
10,
just for him to become Iruka of the Academy.
Ben 10.
But like I said, which is actually not a bad concept, not a bad concept.
It is, Tim.
No, I mean, no, we've seen in ways that
Put
makes
the
it work.
fries in the
This
back,
is the story how I became the greatest hero. Plot
and
twist:
I'm
I
You
putting
know,
have no more
fries in the
powers.
back.
no, but see, that's the thing. It was the confusion was they put so much focus on Deku, and when they tried to course correct, like they said, the course correction, like it paid off, but then also you still stumbled. I would say, in a way,
Heavily.
yeah. Yeah. So like, I do feel like if there was still like a equal focus on the characters, like from the school, it would have been good. Like even when they did the higher ups during the overhaul arc, I thought that was great. But then, like I was said, some of the middle stuff just
Yeah,
got a
because
little.
even the whole thing with like Gargantua or whatever his name was, like when one of the teachers died, I'm like, she was in like 2 scenes. I don't. I feel nothing. Like the girl, the lady that could use like the whip and the poison thing. I'm like, I felt
The Gooner
nothing.
community felt
The,
her loss.
the what?
The Gooner
Oh
community
yeah.
felt her loss.
No, no! Don't you take Mount Lady
Uh,
from me too now!
or
The
I
Gooner
discovered
community,
something else about myself.
the Gooner community felt her loss.
But yeah, like that's where I leave it, man. I give it a 7, man.
Yeah, like
That's still pretty
Only
good.
because
it's in
the movie,
it's in
but it's a depressing 7, right? Because it's like, yo, you could have been a 10. You were on your
No,
way.
it was never gonna be a 10.
Yeah, I thought
it could have been a solid 8.5.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was never gonna be a 10.
it was gonna be a
There was too many things that we were hoping were gonna get corrected along the way that never did, and you're just like, well,
You
this
know
is
what
the
my
same.
hero reminds me of? My hero reminds me of the constant like ping pong of Ninja Turtles. 1 minute you're super serious, then the next is the Nickelodeon version. Super serious, middle tone serious, Nickelodeon. And
I
it's just
say it once and I
it's like
say it again. 2004 Ninja Turtles
three,
is
three.
the best
Yeah. That
Ninja
and
Turtles.
that one had it was just like the pot of porridge, just right.
Hmm.
But then that's why I feel like My Hero had some points like it kind of just felt like it didn't really know what it wanted to be. Like you want that quirky stuff in Naruto, but you don't want it to be the point where everything's Rasengan and Chidori.
Right. Or he just punched even harder this time. He went 140% plus ultra. It's like, all right,
Yeah,
well,
I
this
mean,
is
yeah, yeah. It was getting
like,
redundant. Falcon punch,
yeah,
Falcon punch, Falcon punch.
right.
But like I said,
That's
man, I'm happy. Bakugo did what he had to do.
Put that
I'm
baby
also
out with the
happy that
bathwater.
I'm also happy. Yeah, I'm also happy that the artist could get a break now. So
And he's
Yeah,
and not for nothing, he is a fantastic
he's a
drawer.
great
He can
artist, man.
draw.
great artist,
He can
great
draw.
emotion, and then he's true to himself with his style, you know?
Mhm.
So I really appreciated that about the artist.
I think what I will say, I think he did also do a good job of ushering in hopefully a new era of a series that starts off with a young audience and growing up with them, right? Like My Hero Academia was on for 10 years. So the fact that by the time we got to like the war arc in the end, Mirko has lost an arm, a leg, like Endeavor has lost an arm. Like, you wouldn't introduce this chapter one, but the kids who are watching you at 10 are 20 now. They can handle this more mature of like, yo, these heroes are kaput. They're gone. They ain't, oh, they were KO'd but put through. No, no. Stain became a Stain before the series was over. And I think I respect his willingness to allow that to happen. Because even some of our grades of like Dragon Ball, there's no stakes anymore. Nothing is gonna happen to these characters. And it's like, fam, the fans of this are at least 30 plus. We've seen our favorite characters be brutalized before. So I
Yeah,
respect him for being willing to do that.
yeah, no, that's true, man. Because I remember the first time I saw Dragon Ball Z when the Saiyans, when Yamcha and Tien died. I didn't really understand the magnitude of them dying until when Toonami started to show Dragon Ball, and I was like, bro, now I get it. These dudes were some real OGs.
Bro, we saw Tien get his arm punched off before we were 10 years old.
Chaozu sacrifice. Chaozu sacrifice. Now I get it.
Yamcha bowl of inside a cereal bowl, the last grain of cereal,
Like,
which
bro, I
is
was like, now I get it. Now I get it.
Yeah. So
Like,
I
even when Krillin died for the second time, it's like, bro, that tambour when he was killed by Tambourine, I was like, yo, this gives you flashbacks of Tambourine.
mhm.
Like Krillin is just
man, when
and
Krillin
not
died
even
by
like a neck,
Frieza.
and not even like how like he snapped his neck. Like no, Krillin got exploded. Oh boy,
Yes.
he is
Gone.
he's fertilized.
Bruh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
bruh, when I
yeah.
saw that in Dragon Ball Z, kid, Toonami, I said,
Or even again, some of the series we will watch, right? Of like uh the Bardock special. He loses.
Yeah,
yeah,
History of Trunks. They lose.
they lose.
In
Bro,
spectacular fashion.
they lost like the last scene last scene of the Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. No hope. Order 66. Just no hope.
Yeah,
or even Rogue One, bro. Like yeah, like technically they finished the mission, but like bro, they all died.
yeah.
They were the Suicide Squad,
Mhm.
literally.
Yeah, so that's why I said like to tie it back. I do respect him for that. Of like,
Yeah.
yo, my audience has grown now. They can handle this. They can handle this. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna give you this crazy backstory for All for One. I'm like, yo, this is insane. His mother was a whore. Whoa, whoa, hold on. He kept her alive for sustenance and kept the younger brother sickly. I'm like, oh my, what? What is happening? Yeah, so it's like Jory said, the run of movie. I need to go back and buy the fourth movie. I have one. No, I have two and three. One was all right, but two and three, some of the greatest My Hero movies.
For one was a good first movie.
Yeah,
I always say
solid.
that. I said,
Yeah,
bro, it's just it's what Iron Man did
yes,
for the. Yeah, I'm like, that's fine, and I have no problem with that. Because not only that, like at the time, yo, CGI cost an arm and a leg. So, like, and then that's the first time you getting something transform. If it wasn't for Transformers, you would not get that Iron Man suit.
mm,
'Cause Marvel doing it the first time, no way. Hey,
yeah.
let's get the guys from Transformers to do it, please. Thank you. Um, yeah, but and then I give it a 7 because there was a lot of parts where I was disappointed. Like to what you said. A lot of story beats didn't go. The payoff wasn't great, and the whole Avatar, The Last Airbender slash Ben 10, I wasn't right. I'm like, yo, why do you think mixing Spider-Man and Superman is a great combination? It's nasty.
Yeah,
What's the point of me vine whipping if I could fly, guy?
right.
The restriction of power makes you more unique and appreciated. I don't want Flash to breathe in water. Only if he's using his powers to do it.
Right. And the thing is, you've already given yourself a character who uses his brain. Deku is smart. He can get creative. But if you give him everything, if I can do a smoke screen into a whip, into a gear shift, and it's like, what's happening?
If my Omnitrix doesn't have a timer on it, what? Dog, I'm losing to John. I'm losing to John. John, the Martian Manhunter. It's a wrap. He could do it too.
Yeah.
So it's like,
to me, in a perfect world, it would have been the entire Class A versus the villain, not just Deku. Of like, because he had
it
so
would
many
have been
powers,
a raid mission.
their powers, like rather than him having all the powers.
But
That's how you do it,
it's
man.
also a sign that sometimes, because you've seen it across multiple medias, like the stockpile power kind of falls
It
flat.
don't work.
Because for
It don't work.
example, Infamous Second Son, I tell people all the time, it was a great concept, but when you play Infamous First Light, when you play as the Neon Girl, it's like, and you can see all that she could do with her neon powers. This guy looks like a joke. Yeah, it's because he can't get the full magnitude of what the original power is. He's just a copycat. So yeah, the stockpile stuff, it does fall flat after a point. And then that's where it's like, people would say, like, all right, when the girl with the horn touched him during the overall arc and they activated the little cloak, Super Saiyan, did she revive his original quirk? Because remember, they found out he visited that doctor that was stealing from kids. So did he have a quirk originally? Never know, but it's too late.
Right.
He's a teacher.
Right.
He
He's a teacher with a mech suit. Don't forget.
he's a teacher. He's a teacher. The man became Shido. The man became Shido. He got a whole pension.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our main show. Now, before we end our last episode of 2025, we want to clear the floor for Tim, aka Mikkel Smith, to give his regards to our community that we built over the past 2 years.
So hello everyone. I just definitely wanted to give some full clarity. My life has shifted a bit, so this will be my final episode on the Press Start Select podcast in physical form. I'm still with the boys. I will be more on the behind the scenes, helping build the social media, things of that nature. But I just want to say, thank you for everybody who's listened, everybody who's supported us over the time. This is a big transition for me, and I just had to really honor where I am now in life. So I wish these two fellas the best, in terms of whatever dialogue that they may share. Of course, I'm in the group chat with them, so I'll be giving them some pointers, or like if they ever want to expand on that, just know my spirit is there. But I just wanted to say, goodbye, but not really goodbye. And, just thank you for all your support.
Well said. Well said. I mean, it is your speech, so I don't think it's necessary for Jory and I to contribute. I mean, I will say, in the time of putting this podcast together, it always made sense in my head, just from the individual conversations I had with you and with Jory. Of like, I just feel like this could work. Like I feel like these personalities can mesh well together, and I think even the first time we all hung out, went out to eat, I'm like, this to me just felt organic. Of like, of course, these guys are gonna get along. It just makes sense, And I think over the past 2 years, we've seen that flourish into what this is. Of like, we all each bring something unique to it. Of like, there's no such thing as like an episode is the same if Tim's not there or Jory's not there, right? There's always an individual element of like, this is what makes this unique in this way. So for sure, like your input, especially when it comes to tying the greater world into what's happening into our space, will be missed in terms of the conversation aspect of like, yeah, but the economics. It's like, yeah, yeah, touche. Don't forget about the corporate overlords. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah. So yeah, man, definitely. I've enjoyed the time that we had, making these 70 plus episodes. and spinoffs and anime corners. Joy, what about you? You got any last statements for the night, for the year,
Uh,
for the send off?
um, no, man. It's just it was it's bittersweet because I just feel like the stride and the momentum, I just felt like we were forming into a diamond, man, like unstoppable. I feel it, And then, life life is life. And then there's certain things that are dire, um, culturally dire. And so I commend you on taking that mantle up to arms. It's what you gotta have to do. Uh, no nobility is a very heavy hammer. Um, you know, and but if there's one thing I know about integrity, it does reward you. You will be rewarded, for it's not in vain what you're doing. No matter how quiet the ripple you might feel it to be, a ripple still it still can be seen. You know what I'm saying, amongst waves. So man, I just really appreciate how much respect you have for lore, just like I do. Lore is the foundation
E-
of your story.
Even though we kind of clashed that one time on that Devil May Cry anime.
One of the best thumbnails
Oh
ever
no,
made.
which is fine. You feel me?
It's like,
One
bro,
of
But
the
I,
greatest
Capcom,
thumbnails.
Capcom didn't care about us, so why should you? Really? Bro, that was one of our
That
funniest.
thumbnail made itself. I'm like, oh, I just gotta.
That was one of our funniest moments, man. That was.
yeah,
And then,
like
unfortunately, season two right around the corner.
I mean, I made my I'm jumping that mixtape on that thing, man. Bro, I'm after this, I am not too much of an Addy Shankar fan. Um,
Yeah,
at all. Like
yeah,
at
yeah.
all.
Some
But
definitely legendary debates.
yeah, because I'm like, yo, if you're gonna turn this into Helsing, I might as well just watch Helsing.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Tim, man, respect, man, mad respect for what you're doing. And yeah, it's there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not me saying this because this is what you should say. I really believe that for you. This is just one of those moments to where like you going through your story arc, man. It's gonna be to me one of the most um scary story arcs for me was when Yusuke went into that cave and he had to inherit Genkai's power. Because for me, I was so afraid of just that excruciating torture of what if I don't, you know, what if I don't come out? What if this is it? Fighting Toguro. Toguro don't matter in this moment. This does. And so I feel like that's what's happening for you. And I do think you're gonna come out on top. You're a very intelligent guy. I would say don't take on more than you can handle. It's okay to unwind. It's okay to enjoy sugar and it's okay to enjoy, not everything is gonna be within your control, It's just your heart's posture is the main component. And if your heart can't feel, then you've already lost. So I think you've done a good job at preserving, especially with what you're dealing with, or just whatever in betweens and quiet moments you have. But Tim, man, I definitely value your opinion on things, and you got me to change my mind on certain things. Um, with how you presented it, just made me think. I'm more of a Bakugo, Yusuke, um, but I can become I can't become Owl Man when I just have to be very angry, you know. But at the same time, I don't want to be Owl Man. It's not the way to go about life. But I learned a lot of things from you and just lore, the depth for lore, man. I think that's where we click, man. Because even if we don't agree, like the lore is there. So you will be missed. Um, we are waiting for your grand return. I hope you show up on a frog with your giant scroll in sage mode. Or I hope you do show up. Uh, You know, like Sniper Man in a mask when we really need you.
Oh.
You know, you feel me? I do hope you show up like Sniper Man. But yeah, man. The best blessings to you, and I'll definitely keep you in my prayers, man. What you're doing is very important. So
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And with that, ladies and gents, this is the Press Start Select podcast, last episode of 2025. For everyone who made it to this point, as always, we appreciate you. I think, in this era of data and numbers and stats, people underestimate what that really means in any given place. Of like, can you imagine 400 people tuning into what you have to say? That's not a common thing for most people.
it's
Y-
not.
so this whole thing of like, but sure, could we always have more subscribers? Of course, right? We always say on the road to 5,000. Cool. But like, just again, it's not lost to me, like I said in the beginning, that we were able to put this together. None of us have industry ties. None of us have, we didn't go the controversial route, right? The rage bait route. Like, we just spoke to our hearts and our truths, and got to this point. So happy holidays to those who celebrate. Merry Christmas to those who celebrate. Happy New Year's. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. you know,
And shout
what?
out to Kerry, man. You're
Shout out.
holding us down, giving us that XP boost.
Yeah.
Whenever you comment, man.
Shout
Oh
out to
man.
Carrie. Day
Yeah, man.
one, A1.
Day 1A1,
Hold
man.
us accountable too. He'd be
Appreciate
like,
you.
what episode is that? Like, oh, hey,
Yeah, for real. Thank you,
hey.
dog.
My bad.
Thank you, man.
Our bad.
Thank you.
I'm gonna hit the
Thank
group
you.
chat
Thank
right
you.
now.
And then those of you that subscribe and comment, we trust me, we got something special for you guys. It's gonna be in the making, but I would thank you, man. We are at like what 410, 412,
412. 412.
412,
Yeah. So
and we were struggling to make it to 100. My goodness, we were in the hyperbolic time chamber as Yamcha
yeah.
trying to prove himself to Boma. I could do it too. Yeah, but
Yeah.
like and subscribe, guys. Happy Christmas. I mean, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yes, sir. Till next time, we are out. Peace.
Yes.